stats, I mean, I'm 20.
So long as we've got some time to kill, I think I'll have a beer.
We don't have no beer, just tequila.
What's tequila?
Yeah, it's like beer.
Is it fattening?
Fattenings?
Forget it. If it's like beer, we'll have some. 3 tequilas.
Did you order some kegs of beer? No. Well, there's a fella in a beer truck out on the street that says you did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a sec.
Who sold you to Humble Pie for $50 in a case of beer? I was there.
What kind of beer?
Wow, this is pretty crowded.
Yeah, well, $9 beer night.
Have you been drinking?
No.
Are you drunk?
I said 4 beers, Mr. Saxton. Just give him a beer. Stay out of it, boy.
My father said 4, didn't he?
You heard me. Mr. Saxton and I are about to reach an understanding. Isn't that right?
Just give him a goddamn beer!
You know, when we were at Oktoberfest, we noticed that the Germans were excellent drinkers.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, well, how do they get that good?
Well, from the time that they are little kids, Germans are raised to be excellent beer drinkers. They train high up in the Alps. They also practice by drinking the urine of a ram. If you can drink ram's piss, fuck, you can drink almost anything.
She said fuck.
Damn, who's drinking piss, honey?
No, I was saying it was a tradition back in the old country.
Damn, that's nasty. The old country must have been fucked up.
You wanna drink? Drink to your leg? I'll drink to your leg. Okay, so we drink to our legs.
What do you guys give me if I kill that bird? Barbara, that's a bald eagle. Get away, Baldy! Yeah!
Oh, that's right. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete, GovsRadio.com. We're here. You're there. You can check us out on our Instagram, The Wort, a podcast, spelled Wort, pronounced Wort. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook as well. Right now, we are streaming up on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in The Wort with Mike and Pete, spelled Wort, pronounced Wort, and you will see us live on YouTube, streaming both of our audio and our video. And today, by the way, how you doing, Pete?
What's Facebook?
Okay, so Pete, we're going to leave you out of the conversation.
Starting early already.
That's right. Listen, folks, tonight we have in the studio with us our friends from Harbor Head. We have Dave.
Oh, hey.
And
Hello,
Will.
people. Hey, how's it going?
There they are. If you're on
People
YouTube,
in TV land?
yes, if you're on YouTube, you could go ahead and see them and watch us drink throughout the night. We're going to get into it really quick, but first, we have some things we have to get out of the way, Pete.
Go.
Okay, so we have some sponsors of our show. Go to mybomberjackets.com. My Bomber Jackets, your perfect place to find some awesome koozie-based jackets. These are good for 16-ounce cans. These are good for pint glasses. They also have 22-ounce bombers. MyBomberJackets.com. If you go on there and make a purchase, type in WORT, W-O-R-T, in the promo code and get 15% off your order. If your order is over $30, you will get free fucking shipping. Also, we want to mention Copaig's Fine Fare. Some of the best craft beer here on Long Island is sold at Copaig's Fine Fare. Take Great Neck to the end and find Copaig's Fine Fare right next to the Mama's Pizzeria. Fine Fare.
Mama's Pizzeria.
Has some great selection of local and Long Island and city-based craft beer. I always want to mention that because you want to find Big Alice, you want to find
From the
Interborough,
boroughs.
you want to find Transmitter, you want to find Mickler, you want to find some of those guys. It's all there at Copaig's Fine Fare. And we also want to mention Govs Radio today as one of our sponsors because they are going to help us out with our prize packs that we will be giving away upcoming at our new live show, the Great Beer Expo, November 10th, held at Nassau Coliseum. Govs Radio is going to give us a little prize pack for people to give away during that show, as well as Copaig's Fine Fare and MyBomberJackets.com. So those are our sponsors for tonight, and we shall have more as we go along. We have a packed show for you tonight. Lots of people calling in. If you want to join the show, give us a call, 516-465-3990 or 516 513-0515. Our phone number is also shown at the lower third, it's called, for those techies, on our YouTube page. So you can get and go on our YouTube page and look for our phone number and our social media contact. Gentlemen, how is everybody doing tonight?
Everyone is splendid.
Oh, that was a lot to say in a given moment, so I just had to get all that out of the way.
That's fair. No, you got definitely a voice for radio.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. I technically do not put it on, but people say, you're putting on a voice. No, that's the put on voice. I don't do that. Do I? I don't. I don't.
A little bit. Come on.
Well, I have to do for the promos. I'm not reading. I'm not doing a live read like a paper. I'm just going off the dome.
So as long as you didn't start with,
I'm going to go Eminem in a minute if you don't stop. Don't
copyright.
Yeah.
You
oh boy.
Down here on Monday night.
Yes.
Monday.
Venom,
down here.
Venom. That's a new song, by the way. I don't know if you knew, Pete. I know you're not hip to the
Obviously
new.
Not.
Yeah, but that's the new. Venom. That's
the new jam.
I started the Sirius station in my heaviest rotation is now a station that does not play new music.
Really?
That's how old I'm getting.
Wow.
Well, how old are you getting? Which one are you listening to?
Turbo? It's not that.
I don't even know that one.
Turbo's on
Actually,
XM?
Sirius XM?
Whatever.
I haven't redone my XM.
It's like
in a
Octane for people in their late 30s, like myself.
Perfect. All right, there you go.
There you go.
So
stuff that was on Octane a decade ago. Now it's on Turbo.
It just gets shifted down every so often.
I mean, it's all one building. They just passed the tape down the hole.
I got to tell you, I was an avid Opie and Anthony listener, and I followed them over to XM, and then they merged with Sirius, and they tried to charge me more to get the same program I just had. And I dropped them like that News 12 helicopter when I got Verizon. I had enough of that bullshit. I said, nope, you can't sell me enough bullshit to get me to listen to the other crap and make me pay another $10 a month just to get one station. I'll wait for it on YouTube or I'll wait for it down the line. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up just checking it out on replays and stuff like that on the bootleg.
Now because of that, we're never going to get a show on Sirius XM.
That's fine. I don't
burn that bridge.
There's no station for beer.
I was a big Jason Ellis fan from.
Love Jason Ellis.
Faction.
And then it Faction went off the air for a bit, and so did his show. I think it's back on, but they shifted it all the way back to the entertainment area.
I used to have
just music, and I was like, I'm not dealing with.
I used to have the Red Dragons drop.
Oh,
Not
nice.
here, but in our old podcast, they had it. And I was like, just for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was good times. That was a good show.
That was a good show.
I loved Ron and Fez, and Ron Bennington Presents. He used to do some great interviews with comics and actors.
What happened with that show, the Ron and Fez show?
It was Ron and Ron in Florida, and then they moved up here, and Ron and Fez, same people. And then he just went on his own. Fez had a mental breakdown. I don't know if that was a radio bit or not. And then he basically stopped doing it because those stations kind of meshed with other stations. So as far as I know, he's still doing it. He's just not doing it on that platform. He's doing it on his own. Like a podcast. They're all doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, Opie's doing a podcast. Anthony's got his freaking
the
compound.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of things
Joe
there.
Rogan's got his now.
Joe Rogan's podcast
that's
is
pretty.
unbelievable.
I like the Joe Rogan podcast.
In the past 2 weeks since we had our last show, I listened to the Roseanne Barr interview. Unbelievable.
Is it?
I only watched the first few minutes of it.
I didn't want. I was listening to it on the train. I had to go.
I wasn't
in
a
the city.
Roseanne Barr fan before her recent departure. Not any more or less a fan of her now.
You weren't sold on it.
She's
out of her mind, but that's because of drugs and alcohol and an injury to her head, just like Gary Busey. She's nutso from all those hits to the head.
Is that what's wrong with
Yeah,
Gary
she had a car
Busey?
accident. Oh, yeah, he got into a motorcycle accident and has a hole in the back of his head. He should have died like 3 times.
That's where he keeps his 2 meatball subs.
That's it.
That's it.
And his entire Emmy that he never won, or whatever, daytime Emmy? No. He was on Entourage and great movies, whatever it was. But he's one of those actors that you just go, you can't interview him. He's just a whirlwind. It's impossible. You just try to corral the crazy as much as you can.
What commercial? There was some company. It was probably.
I know what you're
one of the
talking
TV ones where it's like
Snickers?
that would work so perfectly.
But it was Gary Busey talking to Gary Busey on the TV to look for Gary Busey movies.
Oh,
it was probably
it was like
Dish
Roku
Network or something.
Yeah, it was probably like a Roku.
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
look for Gary Busey movies. And it was just him
fantastic.
yelling Gary Busey at a blank TV about Gary Busey movies.
And that's literally what he does all day anyway. So they just had a camera in the
Comedy
room.
Central had a Gary Busey-based show for a little while too. Wasn't it like his intern or something?
Was it?
Yes.
His wife is younger and actually very good looking. I don't know.
In Hollywood, you don't say.
That's it. That's true. There's no amount of money or coke that can buy hot women. I don't know why. That's crazy. I also want to mention while we were talking about other shows, the Jersey Beer guys, quick shout out to them. We've been in contact with them. I was on their show the other day. I gave a quick call in, give us the history of the Wort. They gave us a platform. all those potential guest spots that we do are going to be on the Hopped Up Network. It's a great network where you can find podcasts from coast to coast about craft beer. The Hopped Up Network, go to hoppedupnetwork.com, check them out, and listen to podcasts from all over the country about their local craft beer. And we're on there, too, by the way, Pete.
Yay!
Yeah, all our shows are backlogged on there, as well as iTunes and the Laughable app. And I always want to mention all those things, and I forgot at the top of the show. Too much.
The show
to
is
worry
I'm
about
with Busey.
That's what it was.
Very important
yes,
to get that out.
Absolutely. You had to wrap up that.
No, he's got it up on the computer right now.
Get
Like,
those loose ends tied up.
Yeah.
So we want to talk to you guys. Because that was
Because
good interest.
This isn't a Gary Busey fan.
God, we all love Gary.
Is that not what we're here for?
No.
Yeah, that nonsense is out of the way.
Well,
to talk about his son.
Who he has two of them, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
The first one's an actor, but the second one's from another life. On a different reality. That's what he told people recently.
That seems about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have a second son.
Makes total sense.
Yep. It's a whole nother reality that he has a son in. And he's lived 35 lifetimes with his wife. So that's interesting. They're not married 35 years, so it's not like it coincides with the years. It's just actual crazy talk. Yeah. Which, you know what?
So I'm not going to comment.
As crazy as it might be, who knows? He could be right. He could be.
That's true.
He could die and end up as a ball of energy
anything
somewhere.
Could happen.
All right, that's what I'm thinking.
We always joked about that. Like when you die, you have to fight the last boss of life, and that's Gary Busey.
That's it.
But I'm sure if anybody's played Star Fox, you remember Andros at the end of the game, but it's just Gary Busey's face. So it's
or one of the Mario King Koopa guys that are just sitting there
same
and
type of
throwing
thing.
wand shit at you and rolling up in a turtle shell.
It's just Gary Busey doing Gary Busey.
That's it.
Yes.
All right, so.
So Harbor Head Brewing.
Yes.
Back on Harbor Head Brewing.
Yes.
That's us.
So you guys, let's get a little history from you. Tell us how the brewery started, how you got into this, and where you guys came from, and who else is involved, and just give us a little background to start.
Oh, well, I guess that would probably be me. We had actually started, I got brought on board about a year and a half ago, give or take. It was like last spring, and that was like the start of it. All last season, we were allowed to do carry-out only. It was cans and growlers. It was like the start of like town things. It was like, we'll see how you guys do, and we'll see how it all goes.
Basically a trial run.
Yeah, kind of.
See if
Eventually you're going to
fuck
get
up the
it.
neighbors like everyone else
Exactly.
doesn't want.
It's eventually you're going to get
Hashtag
it. Just
sensitive.
gotta let it ride. So all last year was cans and growlers. It was individuals.
Okay.
No consumption allowed in. So we were kind of our own beer distributor. It got a little tedious. We were making cans by
All
hand
day, yeah,
on a single canning machine.
Oh
yeah, it was the Dixie canner that we got up front. Yeah, me and we spent a lot of time together, and it was just not.
That sounds very.
So
tedious.
would it not have been cost effective to go with like a canning company to bring them in to have them pump out a bunch at a time?
That I'm not totally sure.
We've done that now.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
done
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
mobile canning runs, and that's what we're going to be doing in the future.
But at early on,
Yeah,
that's
early
a big
on-
cost, I would assume, to kind of
it's
like think that
upfront
that's
cost.
going to.
labor just to
Yeah.
like paying someone just to sit there and make 4-packs.
Yeah, it was 4-packs. It was
all fucking
growlers.
day.
Yeah.
I mean, but we also had the availability with the canning machine we had the availability to do 12s, 16s, and 32s.
Okay.
So it wasn't like it was
Yeah.
just set
we
in
just
one
use it
thing.
for the Crowlers.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now
It's
that
one
we
of those.
It was
do-
useful back then, but now it's still in use. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
we
exactly. We keep it
growlers
set for the
all the time
crowlers rather than switching back and forth and micrometers and science and shit like that. It just we keep it at that, and it works out pretty well for us. But last year was carry out cans and growlers. Up until January, we were given the go ahead for tasters.
Nice.
So there was minor consumption allowed in.
So like the little
It was
4-ounce
it
pours
was
or
actually
something.
I think they're like 5-ounce cups.
Okay.
So it was like 4-ounce pours, just tastings, like nothing super crazy.
No
tastings.
flights?
It was tastings and flights to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you could do that.
Yeah. So it was like, hey,
No pints.
now you get a chance
no,
to
hanging
you
out,
get a chance
having
to
a-
actually taste our stuff,
Right.
rather than kind of blindly buying, which we do appreciate everybody that did come in
Blindly
and blindly buy. But luckily, we did have the Whale's Tail across the way,
Yes.
so we were kind of able to funnel our beer through them
Nice.
and use them as our tasting room essentially,
Okay.
which was nice. It was great. So we could at least have customers try our stuff without having to, you got to buy a 6-pack and maybe you don't like it, maybe you do. Hopefully, and we've seen a lot of repeat customers since then, which is awesome. So there's been a lot of people that have like backed us essentially.
Nice.
You know, coming back since I've noticed since day one.
Yeah.
There have been people.
Well, you're
like,
their local place, I would imagine. So that's the key is that if you don't want to necessarily travel too far,
Yeah.
you got, and that's the way we feel about all our little townships. They should all have their own local place because I don't want to go more than 10 minutes away to get a nice craft beer somewhere.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
getting
Nice
there.
little,
Yeah.
little.
We
watering
are
hole.
getting there.
Yeah. So from there, we spent from January to about mid-July.
Yeah. So I started as head brewer middle of June, and then very lucky for me, about middle of July, we finally got the go ahead from the town to have a full-fledged tap room.
Nice.
And since then, we've been able to do.
You take credit for that, don't you?
No,
You're like,
I-
since I've been here,
You know,
now we got the shit going.
Not to toot my own horn.
I wish.
It's a big ship, but I turned it.
That was my doing. But the least I could do is, take some credit. No.
Yeah.
We opened up a little patio outside as well.
Okay.
We still have it open, little fireplace. People can come when it's not too frigid out yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's really been much different since then. We have with the full tap room, we've been able to really realize our full potential.
Yeah, which is great. And again, being on board so early, I was able to kind of see the stages as it went through.
Yeah.
Of not being able to drink in there, to only drink a little bit, to now full-fledged pints, and kind of hanging out and sitting outdoors. Like Will had said, we've got the outdoor seating area, and it's not a picnic table or two like you will see it at other breweries, which is fine.
Wrong with that.
It works. It kind of keeps everything there.
Some people have paint, size constraints.
We wanted to actually. We don't have a very big spot.
Yeah, we're
at
pretty
all.
tiny, but it's nice.
We wanted to
quaint.
give that very comfortable, hanging out in your backyard kind of feel.
So what went into choosing that spot? Because it is, I don't want to say it's out of the way, because it's right, like you said, across from, and it's in a area where there's a lot of other shops and places to walk along the water there. So what was the draw to that particular spot?
We didn't choose that spot. That was our owner's.
So
one
let's
of
stop
them
there. Where's the structure begin? There's a group of people that own, and then
there's a couple people. One of the partners has a restaurant right there on the premise.
Okay.
So he was familiar with the business on that site.
well, then that made a lot of sense. It then just set it up right there.
So
Okay.
there's that to support.
Okay.
And that's sort of what has us there. And it's a little out of the way, but it's really nice in the summertime season.
Yeah.
Because we're right by the marina.
Yep.
So there's a lot of people coming and going in their boats. They're coming, stopping by for a beer, picking up a growler.
That's
to
awesome.
Go.
Yeah.
And that's really what's amazing. It's a little, less of a destination in the off season, but now we are a place for people who are looking to explore a different brewery.
Oh, yeah.
A nice small brewery where you can try a range of beers, and that's what we're seeing a lot of.
Yeah, you guys are on some of those apps like Think New York, Drink New York. If you come up and type in Harbor Head into the search, you're one of the breweries that pops up there, and people use that app to find their local craft breweries and stamp their passport and mark their territory as they go. My buddy Nick and his friend Brian went up one day to you guys and had a great time. I didn't get to go. I was doing something family related. But I was jealous because I haven't made it up there yet.
You're gonna come sometime.
No, absolutely, yeah.
We'll make sure we're closed.
Yeah,
that's smart.
If anything, I'm sitting on your patio,
go right ahead.
smoking a cigar and watching the boats go by.
Go right ahead. That's,
so
it
you
is nice.
You don't have you have a store front, but it's not in the front of the building, correct?
It is in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anyone's looking for it and you go into your address, just swing around through the breezeway there that goes between the buildings. And you can come around to the side, and you'll see them set up right there. They got some partitions that separate your patio, and there's a little driveway there for the marina. So, yeah, you got a really nice spot. And that's got to look awesome to be sitting out there in the marina and seeing all
It
the...
looks great. And especially even in the off-season, it's nice. I'm seeing a lot of the regulars, they still coming back, and they enjoy it because it's quiet. It doesn't have that summertime, everybody's here, it's all busy, it's loud. It's this, I can hang out, I can just have a beer, sit by the fire, hang out, and people will bring their dogs by, they bring their kids by, and we've got cornhole, we got giant Jenga, so there's other things to do. Oh, giant Jenga is a great time. We do actually have people. Last Tuesday, I believe, held the record.
Ooh.
I think it was. Let me see if I can pull it up.
36?
36, I think it was.
Ooh, how do I know? I know it's up there somewhere.
It's
I remember
up there. Let's
seen
see.
Lithology post.
Jenga record. Record is 35.
35. All right.
So, which I was very impressed. Someone had claimed that their highest record was 42.
Okay.
Nobody got a confirmation on it. Nobody said who it was.
There's no pictures, no evidence.
No pictures,
Bullshit.
no nothing. It was written on the chalkboard. I don't believe it. So right now, standing records at 35.
Yeah, beat
Excellent,
that.
Excellent.
So you guys started with that spot, and what kind of equipment are you working on in that small spot to churn out what
We
you're...
have a 5-barrel electric brewery.
Okay.
It's from Stout Brewmation.
Oh, okay, yep.
So it's pretty simple, but we're able to do a wide range of sort of beer styles on it.
Okay.
We have limited cellar capacity right now, but it still gives us a lot of flexibility.
Okay. Well, that's good. You need that. And you say 5-tank?
5-barrel.
5-barrel.
We only have 4 fermenters right
4 fermenters. All right. So it's going to be a lot of work keeping up with demand as people come to the tasting room and filling out a tap list.
Yeah.
With 4.
Yeah. Yeah. In the summertime, it can get a little tight because we're serving a lot of beer.
Right. Yeah. And do you have contracts for kegs, local places?
We
or
just
kinda
actually, we're excited to say that we just
Ooh.
started this last month doing a little self-distribution,
Nice.
selling some kegs.
Good. Because I saw some places picked up. Whalestail was one that you guys had posted on your Instagram.
Well, one thing we're excited to announce is we have a partnership with Delvino Winery.
I saw that. Yes,
vineyard
that's
in
pretty
North
cool.
Court.
That's big.
And they will be exclusively carrying some of our beer. They're going to be opening to the public in November.
Okay.
And in November as well, we're going to start carrying a couple of their wines in our tasting room as well.
So that means you guys carry farm license then?
Yes, we have a
Okay,
farm
so
brewer
that's the
license,
reason
yeah.
why you're able to do that.
Yes.
Perfect. And same thing with them, I would assume.
Yes.
Because they can sell you beer there.
Exactly.
So that's one of the benefits. You can have multiple locations where your beer
Yeah.
can be sold, and that makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Well, it's local to local.
Right.
It's, you know what I mean? It's not. It's
Speaking of local to locals, have you been approached by Andrew from Local to Locals?
Not that I know of.
Could put you in touch with him.
That
if
would
you'd
be
like.
wonderful, actually.
He really promotes that local
Yeah.
branding,
Yeah.
and he's worked with some pretty big names, and they've turned out some really good stuff. So as the seasons go on and new releases come out, we'll forward your information over to them.
Absolutely.
He's a
Yeah,
good
that'd be
guy to
great.
work with, and he also owns Hicksville Beer Distributor, which doesn't hurt to
No,
have
certainly
cans
not.
sold in there as well.
Certainly not.
One of the top beer distributors on Long Island.
Yeah.
There's only a few out there that I can name that are really popular, and that's one of them. So it's
Actually,
a great one
I
to
think
have.
that recently popped up on like people you may know on like Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, pages you may know. I was like, why does that sound familiar? And there we go.
Yeah, it's
Now-
Andrew from Local to Locals. Good guy. He
Okay.
called our show a few weeks ago, and he's going to be our guest sometime in the future.
Cool.
When we have a next show, talking about all those, and he's worked with Oyster Bay and Great
Mm-hmm.
Stop Bay and Greenport and a whole lineup of those guys. So you said you only started being able to do the full pints and everything
Mid-July.
mid-July.
Yeah, it's like mid to end July.
So that's really kind of ramped up the business of the place.
Big
yeah,
time.
that's that's a real opening. That's when we really open to the public. We
Yeah.
like to say
Right.
That's,
And how long were you open before that?
About a
Technically,
year.
yeah, about a year.
Okay, so you have been open for
Yeah,
a
we've
while.
we've been open, but like pretty much this is our first year.
Yes.
This is
considering
our,
for the moment you could serve correctly.
Correct. So we're gonna kind of go with that. You know, it was our first summer. It's gonna be our first fall, first winter. So we're kind of, riding it out, and seeing where it goes.
Excited.
Yeah.
And so you guys
definitely am.
were just pouring at the meatball place.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I
we
had
were.
that festival go.
It was a lot of fun.
Did it get a good turnout and
Yeah,
everything?
we had a
awesome.
good time.
We
Good cause
we
too.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Good cause too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Boots to the ground
Boots
or
on
boots
the
on the ground,
ground,
yeah.
yes.
We promoted that on our Instagram a few weeks ago. I used to work at a meatball place for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And Christine's a good friend, and she had reached out and asked me to promote it. And I, again, good cause and good thing. And we actually were supposed to broadcast from there. We would have met you a couple days earlier.
Oh, nice.
But we both had prior engagements, and we couldn't make it. She gave us the last minute, but we will be there for the next one. I spoke to her already.
You said there's like a spring one.
I believe there's, they do it
Spring or summer.
biannually or something of that nature. So yeah, they'll switch it up,
be
and
good.
it's cool when they can open the garage doors and the
Yeah.
patio is fully open without the plastic on it and everything. Good place, had a great time, but I'm retired from bartending, so that's
That place
why
is a
I
great
left.
layout for stuff like that.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. The upstairs is great. Where'd you guys end up
It was
sitting?
upstairs. The event
Yeah,
was
it's a great
upstairs.
spot, man.
Yeah.
It was
Cool,
really nice.
cool atmosphere. Lots of room to roam if they get all the tables and chairs out of there, especially for a beer fest.
Yeah.
What'd you guys pour at it?
We had our Headless Helmsman pumpkin beer. And
Award-winning?
Which
yes.
it is award-winning, which we do have with us to drink tonight.
Yes, we
Excellent.
will. We'll
And
be
we
cracking
also
that.
had our Napoko double New England IPA.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We have some of that as well.
Since we're talking
All
about
right.
the pumpkin right now, if we crack it open,
Let's
do it for it.
going?
Yeah,
All right.
we've been very proud of this.
So this is our fall beer, I would assume.
Yes.
This
Yep.
is,
It's
and
been
this
a-
is going to be
it's good
something
shit.
obviously award-winning. So tell us about how you guys got through to and you were at the Farmingdale Beer Fest.
Yep, that would be
Farmingdale
us.
Fall Fest. So how'd that all turn out? You submitted this as one of the.
They had a sort of tent set up with all different.
Thank you.
Just give me a little bit.
A little bit.
Pumpkin beers.
Okay.
And it was everyone could come and vote, sample all the different pumpkin beers, and vote on their favorite pumpkin.
And so this was from the audience. This wasn't from
This
judges.
is audience
This is
based,
audience based,
which was awesome.
Well, that's really cool. That's when you know, you got something going here
yeah.
because that's your market. I mean, why isn't? Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
I won't hold over the board. I promise.
Cheers. Yeah, it was the fall festival. Honestly, we had a grand time. There was a lot. There was I think 28 breweries total that had attended,
really good.
Going from cider houses all the way up to breweries, local, upstate, all the way out. I think Two Roads was there.
Yep.
So
I
reached
saw
out
that.
to Connecticut.
nice.
Omegang was down here. So it was like there were a lot of actually big names that had attended, not just a bunch of local places. Hey, I'm starting up. I'm doing this. So it was a cool to contend against all these like big name places. Which was
Omegang's
awesome.
not a small shop.
No, certainly not. I don't know if you've ever heard them, but they're kind of a big deal up in Cooperstown. Yeah.
We went. I went there for.
I really want to go there.
Beautiful place.
Mike Piazza's Hall of Fame induction. I didn't go with the 7 line, but the 7 line went up, and they took a bus from Citi Field. You camped on the grounds of Omegang.
Wow.
It was an open bar at certain hours, but then they had food and food trucks and all sorts of stuff, and it was a 3-day event. I didn't get to do all that.
That was this past August, right?
No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. It was unbelievable. But they do things like that all the time, and I think it's always for the Hall of Fame induction.
Out this past summer for like their concert series.
Yeah, oh yeah, they have a full band shell that comes out, like a professional touring band shell that they roll out into the field there. They have a huge amount of land.
I love
beautiful
the Game of Thrones beers.
Oh yeah,
fucking delicious.
Yeah,
I think I've only had one of them. The Margolis was the only one. The only one I think I actually had from them.
I'm trying to think of which one.
Three-Eyed Raven, which is a dark saison, which was fucking great. But it was only for that 1 year, and they haven't re-released that one yet. But I'm hoping this summer.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us a little about. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
Headless Helmsman.
Headless Helmsman. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this is
Will's wheelhouse now.
This is a cool beer. It's pretty dark.
Oh yeah,
for a pumpkin beer.
We love that. This is like our amber brown realm, which is right where I sit.
I wanted something that looked different, that had a lot of color to it, but it's not super roasty.
Okay.
It's not
No, it's not.
stout-esque at any point. It's got a bunch of pumpkin in there, but it's also got a light touch of the pumpkin pie spice. It's also pretty dry, despite being pretty, up there at 7.4% alcohol.
Nice.
Love my pumpkins up there.
Oh yeah.
And I like about it being not too sweet is that you can have a couple of them. It's a pretty drinkable beer.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, not something you want, not like dessert-ish or I had, a 12-ounce glass and I'm done.
Yeah, there are ones out there that are like, okay, one of them and I'm good. This, honestly, we can drink all day.
Absolutely.
It is a higher ABV, but yeah, it's, I guess towards the end it'll probably be a little tough to keep on going, but it's a phenomenal beer. It sells great. A lot of people love it.
And obviously voted on as the top beer of that fall fest. Were there other categories at the fest?
No, it was just pumpkin. And that was like the headlining thing. Bring us some of your pumpkin. We'll put it up on the voting block, and we'll let the people decide.
Very cool.
So
I wanted to go to that one.
Yeah, I know.
What did we have? We had something too.
I had my niece's birthday, so I'd look like a real
You
asshole.
had something. I think Rosemary actually had asked.
Yes.
And we couldn't make it. Rosemary, Inked Beer Lover on Instagram. She may give us a call a little later. We'll see.
Yeah.
She had her birthday this past weekend and traveled up to
Barrage.
No.
That's right. She was in Connecticut.
She was in Connecticut and Massachusetts. She was at Treehouse and Trillium and all the fun places. She was one of our contest winners and followers, and she's constantly at these festivals. I think she's the cousin of Steve from Barrage.
She is.
Yeah, there you go. So it helps that she has an in, and then she's at everything. So we run into her every so often.
I believe we've probably either crossed paths.
I guarantee she's been there. She can be like, I know those guys.
Yeah. Go way back. We went to different high schools together.
More than likely.
Yeah.
That's the way Long Island works, right? It's crazy.
Nice.
So this is, you said 7.4?
Yep.
So tell us about the build of this. What are we using without giving away the secrets? What's the grain build, or where are we going with
it's basically just a bunch of base malt.
Okay.
bunch of pumpkin.
Like, are we talking real pumpkin or pumpkin in a can? Or
Real pumpkin
real
out
pumpkin
of a can.
can. Okay, good. No, there's nothing wrong with the can because they take all the work out for you. Why would you? I mean, I guess if you had a bigger system.
Except at that point, we got to get it, then we got to carve it, and then we got to put faces on it, and then we got to throw it in the mash.
I don't.
wanna
listen.
deal with that.
I'm not trying to hold you against that one. That's
still
a
gums
stupid
things
amount.
Up. We put a fair amount in there, and it still
Yeah.
gums things up. We get the big cans now. It's not like you're making.
The restaurant depot size.
Make a lot of
yeah.
pies. I
Pumpkin
guess,
pie,
with
little.
that.
Yeah.
Then there's some wheat malt in here as
Okay.
well.
And is that what gives it that drier flavor? You think? And putting
Yeah,
that forward?
there's only a touch of crystal or caramel malt in there, and that
Okay.
really helps keep it pretty dry.
Yeah.
And then there's the roasted barley,
Yeah.
which is where we get
the color.
color and a little bit of that. You get a little. You can taste it, but it's not. It doesn't taste roasted.
What are the IBUs on this? Do you have a roundabout number?
I think it's probably about 30, 35 or so. If
Just to give the listeners an idea of kind of what we're
it's got a
putting on there.
bitterness there.
A touch. I mean, not even.
Yeah.
But I think it balances out with the crystal
It
and
might
the
even
malt.
be a little less than that. I'm not exactly sure. I wanted it to have a anchoring bitterness without being
overly bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to take away from the pumpkin either because that's got to sit there as well. It's complex. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's very good.
That was actually one of the things we did here at the beer fest. For people that haven't had it, they'll take a sip and be like, oh, okay. It's dark, but it's not. It doesn't drink dark.
Right.
But it still has all those layers of complexity where it's not. Oh, okay. It's just a beer. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing crazy about it, and you got a lot of people that would okay, thanks, take a sip and kind of take a couple steps, and then kind of turn around and be like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. I see you over there. So it was definitely kind of cool to get.
You can't
all these
hide
people.
from me. I'm right.
Yeah, exactly. I got all these people that have never tried it before.
Yeah.
I had customers come up. They're like, oh, we heard you were coming, so we're trying your beer. I was like, I saw you 3 days ago. Like, you had this beer before. They're like, it doesn't matter. We're here to support you. I was like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, don't act
Absolutely.
like you just tasted it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of
here.
Now, where's the name come from? I mean, obviously, pumpkin, headless, we got
Well,
that.
we actually, last year's iteration was Harbor Headless.
Okay.
We ran with that. Because, Headless Horseman, Halloween, pumpkin, cool. So this year it was a new iteration.
Okay.
So we ran with, Headless Helmsman. It
Changed around the ingredient profile.
A little bit.
and
So we
tweaking
did
it.
We kept the same general idea of it. Again, tweaked it here and there. We didn't want to put the same name to a different beer.
Right.
So we stuck with the new name.
That's
and
good.
I think it's carrying very well.
And you think this is what you'll stick with, this recipe, this ingredient list? That's
Definitely
pretty
so,
much
yeah.
what
It's
it'll be.
award-winning now. So
Yeah,
Well,
now you
we
can't
have
fuck with it.
We're
That's right.
hoping.
Don't you dare.
We have our soccer trophy
next
and everything.
fall to put some in cans too.
Oh, is that what that
cool.
was? Oh, yeah. Nice. That'd be awesome.
That's what we'd like to see happen next year as well, in addition to having it in the tasting room.
And with that said, do you think that by going to a larger recipe and a larger amount, it would change the brew? And that's going for pretty much everything. Once they, like smaller batches, what you're putting out in growlers and tasting room.
Well, this will be the same batch size. We're just gonna.
Oh, it
we'll
is.
just- we'll
It's
just
still a
can
5-barrel
we'll just do-
batch?
We're
Okay,
just gonna
alright.
do a few more batches of it, and we'll can one.
Okay.
One of them definitely.
Oh, I thought you were going bigger and bringing the
not yet.
facility and
No,
doubling
no.
up. And
No,
okay.
not yet.
I saw what I was mentioned before. I saw the pumpkin trophy. It does look like a softball trophy.
It looks like a softball trophy, which is awesome because you can't even really see the jack-o'-lantern part on it.
No,
But you know
where
what?
is the jack? Oh, on
They're-
the top.
they're
You
there.
can't.
Top, yeah.
Just looks like a
They're
gold
there.
pumpkin.
You know what? I'll take a gold pumpkin.
Nice.
That's fine with me.
It says Pumpkin King Best Pumpkin Beer Long Island Fall Beer Festival 2018.
That's right.
Congratulations, boys.
We'll be back to
Thank
collect
you.
the 2019 next year too.
Yes, that's right. Go ahead, everybody. Try
Yeah.
to make one better.
That's right. We're the best.
Headless Helmsman at a 7.4. It is delicious. Everyone should go over to
Yep.
the tasting room and give it a shot because it is awesome.
For all you people in
That's a
TV
cool
land,
trophy.
if you
Yes.
can't see, it is a little dark, which is nice, but it's not too crazy, not very stouty, not anything of that sort.
Or smoky.
Yeah, or smoky.
No,
which
it's
is great.
right on that line. For those of you who are tuning into the YouTube page, it's the Wort, Mike, and Pete. You can type that into the search menu and pull us up. We're streaming live on YouTube. Also, for everyone out there that wants to give us a call and talk to Dave or Will, the phone number 516-465-3990. We can take your phone calls throughout the night. We usually prefer to do it after the first break where we invite all of our friends to call in and talk to everybody. You want to take a quick break? Are you feeling...
You already have to go to the bathroom.
I
don't
do. Sorry. Fuck. You fucking... God damn it. So here's the problem. Something's wrong with me, and I know it.
Something's wrong with a lot of us.
But I think the other problem was the 2 beers at dinner and the Red Bull, and then
That'll do it.
That usually
Yeah,
will
we
do
can
it.
take a quick break.
No, it really will be a quick break. This is the Word with Mike and Pete, GovsRadio.com. We'll be right back after this.
Govs Radio. This is the Wort on Govs Radio. The Wort on Govs Radio.
It's the Word with Mike and Pete. I told you to be right back. Quick piece for everybody. We are live streaming on govsradio.com. Also on our YouTube page. Type in the word a podcast. Mike and Pete, anything like that will get you over to our YouTube page. Also check us out, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those good stuff. We are primarily Twitter. I did it again. Instagram,
I don't know what those are.
Instagram-based. An Instagram-based podcast. We really do. We've been updating a lot of stuff on the website, and I thought I heard the phone, but I didn't. And on our website. We don't have a website. The fuck am I talking about? On our Instagram page.
Keep drinking.
I didn't even start drinking. Well, I did. I did that backside the piece of it. Yeah, check us out. I don't give a fuck. All right, Pete. So on to you.
All right.
Your turn.
For what?
Exactly. Let's move
All right.
on. We are still in
So we've cracked over,
studio with Dave and Will from Harbor Head.
Oatmeal stout.
And we have just cracked yet another beer. They have a huge lineup of beers.
Oh, yeah, we brought
How many
everything.
Crowlers did you bring?
All of them.
All of the
all
Crowlers.
Eight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we have not yet begun to fight.
Oh, no, you guys said bring some beer. So
Oh, we got beer too.
all-
So
Gonna be a long show.
all the beers are going to go.
In a good way.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much.
So, we finished up with the pumpkin, and we heard a good amount about that. Award-winning
That's
pumpkin
right.
beer.
It's
Award-winning.
Audience-based.
Actually, I
trophy
like the
away.
trophy with the little like.
Dude,
pumpkin
it's
center.
great.
That's great.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
And it was funny because like the guy had apologized. He's like, I'm sorry, it's like not an amazing trophy. I was like, dude, it's a trophy. I was like, we won. I was like, I don't care. You could have given me a high five and a gold star sticker, and I would have been super happy. I'll take a trophy. That's fine with me.
Take a pumpkin wreath.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but we'll take that too.
It's a thing now.
Yeah, it is. It's
that's
wrapped
right.
in bats and orange things. Perfect. Love it.
It's a Halloween wreath.
Yes.
That's it.
Where you're going to hang nowhere.
Yeah. No, I'm hanging on my door. I'm hanging out the door at the brewery.
And we're cracking our next beer here. And as we do that, I love dark beer, and you're just lining them up the way I like it. So talk to us a little bit about this beauty that we have on our hands here.
So this is a sneak preview. We haven't actually tapped this yet. in our tap room.
Shit.
This will probably
Hold
be...
on, I got a sneak preview sound. That ain't
That
it.
wasn't
Nope.
it.
Sneak preview.
Close enough.
There you
All
go.
right. I mean, it wasn't so much a Funk Master Flex.
No.
But yeah, I'll take it. I'm in for that.
I don't have the fan. I don't think I have any of them, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I could do this.
What is this? Is this Jason Ellis?
I guess, yeah.
Is that how we're getting rid of all the phone calls?
Well, we could do this.
There you go. Done.
That's enough. All right, anyway. I just had to show them the fun stuff. We don't have the good stuff in here yet. Yeah, wait till like the helicopter rolls in. And
Why
the
would there be a
crickets.
helicopter?
'Cause we got
Why
another
not?
job up.
Yeah. Or we're in the jungle drinking.
That makes sense.
Yeah, or we're by the marina.
Oh, perfect.
And it's late night, and we're just smoking stogies and drinking some Harbor Head, and you just got the crickets.
Crickets also make sense for my terrible jokes. So
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
keep that one. Keep that one handy.
That one's always handy.
Keep that one hot. That'll be.
Eh.
Move that over to board number 1.
That's used in the New York
That's
Sports
so-
Mafia podcast a lot, obviously. You hate that one.
I hate it
we were
so
using
much.
that so much for the initial, and then I finally got that in there, and we're good to go. I know, good times.
Yeah. Great.
Oh,
oldies.
by the way, I just want to, before we continue on with this beer, Pete, the Jersey Beer guys love you. And I'm not
I
blowing
don't
smoke
know
up your
why.
ass. No, they said that Pete, what a character.
There's not a lot.
They talked about you, and they talked about Graz. Graz is probably listening tonight. Graz, if you want
That
to call
makes
in, have you guys? I'm going to give you a fair warning now on the air, as opposed to what I usually do to our guests, and that is fair warning before we go on air.
Yeah.
And Anthony Graz today, our station manager in a sense. Don't laugh.
I don't know why you say it with such hesitance.
No, well, I'm trying to
That's what I
put a
refer to it
hierarchy
as.
on things here, just so we have. Larry is
manager.
really the CEO in a sense,
sure.
and then Graz is underneath that, and he basically spawned off this podcast, and he calls in very often to talk to our guests and ask them to brew him a chocolate stout, and we're about to drink a stout, so I thought I would mention that. That's a long path to get back to where we were going
Well,
here.
this is a very chocolatey stout.
Ooh, Anthony. Anthony.
This is technically an oatmeal stout.
Okay.
It's got a lot of flaked oats in it, but it's got a lot of chocolate in the nose. It's
I
pretty...
like that there's not a lot of coffee flavor to it. because
Yeah.
I don't like coffee, and that's generally my problem with stouts.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so tell me about this. Wow. Okay, hold on.
I mean, I was sort of inspired by the more traditional English oatmeal stouts. It's pretty moderate. It's 5.2% alcohol. It's rich without being sweet.
Yes. Correct.
And it's roasty without that bitterness or too much.
Smells very
intensity.
roasty.
Yeah.
It almost has that dark chocolate, like a 94% dark chocolate that you would get kind of feel.
Yeah.
Where it's not no sweetness, very dry, but also has that bite, and you still get those chocolate flavors coming through. And roasty, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it doesn't drink heavy. It drinks very thin, so that attributes to the 5.2, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
So what are we using for here? What are we going with?
I mean, a lot of the complexity comes from the different roast and sort of dark kilned malts.
Mm-hmm.
There's roasted barley.
Wait, dark kilned malt. So what is the difference between that and your regular dark malts?
I don't know. No, so I mean, it's got real roasted. It's got traditional roasted malts like roast barley and then chocolate.
Okay.
And then it's also sort of got this. I guess it's sort of like a kiln malt, brown malt. I like. There's a little bit of that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You get a little of that. I think aroma complexity.
I agree with that. I feel that on the tongue.
Giggity.
And then just some crystals.
That's what she said. That's what we need. We need a Michael Scott. That's what she said, and a giggity giggity. Yeah. All right. I'll put that. Let me write my notes.
And then there's
Will has his notes. I need mine.
But see, for
Sorry,
your
Will.
thing, the giggity, you gotta get the small, like the slow one.
Yes.
From like the early series, like giggity giggity.
Yeah.
Giggity goo. And it's just like that.
the whole thing from start to finish.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on.
Isn't there
You
an
know what?
Owen country? Nope.
Putting it in my notes now.
It's a one of bingo.
Sorry, Will. As I said, no real format here. Just kind of going. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. You were saying it was.
No, that's pretty much. Oh yeah,
okay.
and then there's a whole bag of flaked oats in there, which gives it a little bit of that creaminess, and I think
Yes.
richness.
I think that's what I like. My first initial.
So it's light, but it's still got a little bit of richness, I think, from a lot of those oats and stuff in there.
What kind of hops go into a stout? Typically.
I mean, people use different things. A lot of people, because they're traditionally English beers, use English hops.
Okay.
I believe this was brewed Challenger, but there's only a boil edition, a bitterness edition in this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when you get into some sort of quote-unquote American stouts, they start featuring hop aromatics, and then you can use a lot of the American hops.
Have you done a single hop series or anything of that nature? Like just feature one hop in a beer?
We haven't been doing exactly that. We've been we've been featuring a hop, but it hasn't been the sole hop.
Okay.
With a couple of New England IPAs we've been doing.
Okay, yeah.
We did a couple this summer that featured Galaxy,
Mhm.
and then we did another one with a bunch of Equanon in it. That one is going to be.
Haven't heard of that.
Yes.
It used to be Equinox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
now
they
it's Equinox.
remarketed it so it would separate themselves because then they could sell it under a certain
So it's
name.
not Equinox.
Yeah,
So
it's not Knox.
It's
No,
not Knox.
right?
No, not at all.
That's all we've done as far as. I mean, in the past, other places I have done some single hop beers, but we haven't done any in Harbor Head yet.
Okay. And what do we have for the name of this again? I'm sorry, I missed.
I believe this is going to be Storm Cloud Stout.
Storm Cloud
Yeah.
Stout. Okay.
Yes.
Do you guys have like and we all do here?
I gotta help
The
myself
storm's
to warm
rolling in, but do you have a nice
for it.
view,
Look at the
vantage
stout.
point of some of those storms coming in
Oh,
from?
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Some
you can
of them
really-
you can actually like. There have been times where, I'm behind the bar and I start seeing everything kind of roll in. Some lightning over the water, stuff like that. It's as cliche and picturesque as it can be. That's exactly what it is.
Now, do you have a barrier peninsula that comes out, or you got a clear shot to the sound?
It's actually it's barriered in, so we're actually in a harbor,
Right.
all the way actually at Harbor Head.
Mhm.
Haha,
the real
That's
end of
it.
the
Make a
code.
wrap.
I see what you
All
did
right.
there.
Wrap it up. That's it. We said the name. That's
You're
it.
sneaky.
Yeah, I did what I could. But it's actually, if you actually take Northport Harbor, if you're on boat, take Northport Harbor literally all the way down to the end,
Okay.
make a left into our little outlet, which is actually at Britannia Yacht Club.
Okay.
So they do have guest slips and everything like that.
Nice.
And we're
You
right
could
there.
basically dock your boat right up there.
Oh,
Pull
yeah.
right up. No constable, no worries, no.
Not
I mean,
that I know
it's-
of, no. I mean, they do have, like I said, they do have guest slips
Right.
where you can, rent it for the hour, rent it for the day,
Nice.
do whatever. I had people come in over the summer that took their boat down from Massachusetts. And they're like, hey, staying for the weekend. What's there to do here? I was like,
You're
"Sit
looking
here."
at it.
I was like, sit here and drink beer with me. He goes, got it. He's like, what? He's like, I do got 2 kids. He's like, what's there in town? I was like, go back into town. I was like, everything is super dog friendly. There's dogs everywhere. There's plenty of things to walk around.
Ice cream shops.
Ice cream shops.
Yep.
There's candy shops. There's just restaurants galore. There's everything right there on the water.
And now, how far are you from town? Is it a walk?
About
Is
a
it-
mile. Mile
Oh,
and a
so
half
it's walkable.
tops. Oh, it's
10,
walkable.
15 minutes walk. All right.
It's really
That's
not that far.
yeah, not bad.
It's a nice. It's the one road that is right on the edge of our property. Woodbine, I believe it is. It's like a nice stroll down. It's got some beautiful houses to go look at if you do want to literally walk from our place down to the village. It's nice. It's very scenic to watch.
Oh, that's cool.
So
it's a very beautiful area. I mean,
Oh, it
all
is.
North Shore Long Island, for those of you who are not
Very
from Long
old-timey.
Island and don't know what's going on, it's beautiful, especially in the fall when you see
Yeah.
the leaves coming through, and this is
Yeah,
a great time
definitely.
for being up there.
Yeah.
And getting that inspiration
Yep.
for the beers and everything, I would imagine is very easy.
Yeah.
To be right there on the water and see all the trees changing and the geese moving the fuck out of here.
yeah, I mean there have been a
Shitting
couple
everywhere.
Shitting
exactly.
everywhere.
It's a nice scene of just geese shit. But yeah, no, there's been a couple movies.
You might want to
and,
paint a
and
little different
TVs.
picture.
Yeah, that is the picture. There's a couple movies and TV shows that have actually filmed in Northport Village.
Ooh.
Let's see. There's In and Out, which was a Kevin Kline
Yes.
and
Oh, okay.
Tom Selleck movie back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
That one was actually shot at Tim's Shipwreck Diner.
Really? Okay.
Which has been recently renovated since then. That was on, I think Tim's was actually on the Home Makeover, Extreme Home Makeover.
Really?
There was an episode on Tim's Shipwreck
I can
Diner,
look
which
that
is
one up.
awesome. And then there was a couple random shots on, what was that doctor show? You know, the guy lives out in the
Dr.
Hamptons.
Phil.
No, not
No.
Dr. Phil. Lives out in the Hamptons, the concierge doctor,
fuck, I know
Royal
what you're-
Pains.
That's it.
Yes.
There was a couple shots of Main Street that were used.
That was that guy from Road Trip, right? He was in
yes.
that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
But yeah, there are a couple shots of Main Street that were used for that, which was crazy because it's like, oh, we're in the Hamptons. I know where that is in the Hamptons. Why are we in Northport?
Yeah.
Why are we in Lloyd Harbor? Like, there's a couple different shots that,
Yes.
you know, as a local, didn't really add up. But I was like, it looks nice.
Yes.
We'll go
Well,
with
that's
that.
why they got a scouter that goes out and scouts all the location scout.
Yeah. Is that the
Also,
title?
I think so. The Affair. The Affair was shot out in the Hamptons as well, but they came in
Yeah.
a little bit and shot some stuff from around the North Shore of Long Island. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, there's a couple spots that I'm sure you could probably find, in certain movies passing through.
Yeah. And then I just watched the floodwaters come up in the South Shore because I live a block away from the fucking
Yeah.
South Bay. And the brown tide and the recycling plant and the water treatment plant. The bridge is nice.
6 years since Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what? Actually, today? I think it
Today or
started.
yesterday,
Might have
yeah.
been,
Today or
yeah.
yesterday that started that
Right
kicked
around
off.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy down there, man. I had
it's-
National Guard, I had no power for weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Ended up doing all right, though. Everything worked out.
Yeah.
Most people.
we all
Other
survived.
people abandoned their houses and ran the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
now they're
big
called zombie houses here on Long Island. Great for
Yeah.
Halloween coming up. Trying to
Super
stay
creepy
practical.
looking.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
wood boarded up and shit on the door. It's
Yeah.
god awful down there sometimes.
Yeah, pretty is.
But a lot of people have redone it right. They've beautified the area. They tried to do their best with it, and utilize the government funding as best as possible.
Yeah.
And the North Shore really didn't get all that much, although Northport does flood.
Floods big
Yeah,
time.
it
we
does.
we had a pretty torrential rainstorm the other day, and Main Street was a water park.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like
Yeah, it's nuts down
up to the curb, and the curbs are pretty high due to the fact of it flooding.
Right.
And it's rapids. It's crazy. You
And,
know how-
and it's hilly. It's
Yeah.
within a half a mile. You got 300-400 foot hills, and then you got
it does
sea level.
it does kind of run down to literally the water.
Yeah.
So you get the overflow from the harbor, coming up this way, and then you get the rainwater rolling down.
It does
it's
look
a
like
cool thing.
rapids.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to see, but it's like, crap, like I live here. What am I going to do with this? Kind
Now,
of
has the
thing.
brewery ever suffered from any
No.
major flooding?
We're
You're just
high
above?
up. We're high up enough that we don't
thank
have
God,
to
huh?
worry about it. Because if you
Yeah.
actually get to the water, we have a gate, that with stairs that go down to where all the docks and stuff like that are, and then there's the ramp that goes down to the docks.
Okay.
So we're definitely high up enough that if the waters get that high, then there's a problem.
Oh,
anyways,
everyone's
there's a big
fucked.
yeah,
It's
there's
not
a
just
big
you.
problem.
It's
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And you have do you have like a beach close by? Is there like an actual sand beach into the area
There's a couple beaches in the area, but not anything
that would
right there.
bring it up and in? Yeah, because I find that to be one of the things. Like if you have all bulkhead, everything's fine. But then once you have the beaches and you can let the water up and in, that's when it starts to get behind it and start washing away.
The yacht club is pretty much it's all bulkhead.
Yeah,
which
all
is
right.
which
Well,
is
that's
nice.
good.
So they definitely they thought ahead. They backed it up. They did what they had to do.
Fucking smart.
Yeah.
God.
Wicked smart.
Yeah. Yeah, wicked smart.
It's wicked smart.
So we're drinking the Storm
Storm
Cloud.
Yep.
That's, I was about to say Stormborn, but no, that's
Nope.
the other one. Storm Cloud.
What other one?
We won't mention. We'll try our best not to mention them. Pete said it already, and
That's all right. Yeah, they're neighbors.
No, I know. And have you guys worked well with them?
Yeah,
we actually have.
Yeah.
We've done
They're
a
really good.
collaboration.
Billy's
with them
really
already.
good to you guys.
Really?
and-
Yeah.
Oh, you did. All right.
Yeah.
So which one was that?
That was actually it was a New England IPA that we did.
All right, so we'll mention them. So Sand City's in the same town.
So let's break down that wall.
Yeah, because for the people that are out there in Instagram land, it's one of those heavily traded beers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like a barrier, like another half, like a single cut, but those are easier to get.
Yeah.
Sand City is one of those local ones they're only distributing locally, so
Yeah.
people have it's one of those cult following in a sense, and you guys share the town with them. So how hard was that? Setting up your brewery and trying to kind of get out of their shadow in a sense, because they started up 4 years ago, 5 years
3.
ago.
They're actually
I have the
not.
anniversary.
Well,
They're
we got to remember
that was 3.
all the bullshit that happened too.
So I think they're 3 years. They had their anniversary beer, but we had actually kind of started around the same time.
Okay.
Planning, both breweries started planning around the same time.
Okay.
And we both similarly had difficulties with the town,
With the town and everything.
allowing us to
Same
sell
bullshit,
beer.
huh? They still want to you guys. That's
But
terrible.
now we've worked all our problems out. We're really starting to, get into stride. What they're doing is amazing.
Yeah.
How they've been doing now that they're year 3.
Yeah.
And we did, before I started, they did a collaboration, and we'd love to work with them some more. They're great
Tell us about the
guys.
collaborations now.
So it was New England in their style, I believe. They had, from what I had heard,
Sand City in New England. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, they make some really great
yeah.
stuff. It's not all New England's now. You look at their board nowadays, and it's versatile.
Their
It's got
Belgian stuff is
Yeah, I
actually
love
one of my
the
favorites.
Stormborn,
That's
the
on my
Toffel
board.
beer is very good.
Handsome Maniac is one of my favorites.
and mine is Red
It's
Sand.
their triple.
Love Red Sand.
Oh,
yeah.
Handsome Maniac is delicious too.
It is delicious.
Gutter Snipe, which was an IPA, but it's
The
a
So
Imperial.
it was
which is different.
it was a New England. I believe that they had brought over their strain and everything like that, mixed with a couple and some of their hops mixed with what ingredients we had. Just a simple New England, not anything super crazy. Not we're putting quad hops and blah blah blah. It was just nice. It was easy to drink. It sat around I want to say 6.5 or 7. So
Okay.
it was not too crazy, but not too light. It had a beautiful color. It had their nice cloudiness. Had that light orange, tannish kind of haziness to it, and it drank so well and so clean.
Did you guys can it together, or would you end up doing with it just
we actually
on
wound up
tap?
keeping it on tap here. We had asked them. They're like, no, you know what? Keep it here.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, which was awesome. So they, they sent everything over. I can never remember their names. A couple of their staff had come over. Oh, cool, it's out.
Yep.
It's on tap. Let's put it on Instagram. Let's all drink together. Let's do this, which was awesome.
Which is part of the collaboration. Now. That's it.
Exactly.
It's just the camaraderie
Yeah.
of the brewers and,
Exactly.
and the people involved with the whole brewery process.
Definitely.
Their issues, let's say, with the town were pretty well publicized.
Yeah.
What? How's the town been with you guys? How's that?
Well, they were trying not to push things too hard, but we were not allowed to sell beer for on-site consumption at first, and then it was yes on site, but only 5-ounce pours.
Okay,
and that's how it was. For
and do you think that was the reason why? Because
we were
of
both dealing with the
same shit, yeah.
reluctance to allow more places that
And is
are
it-
essentially bars to be open.
Is it the sewer issue? Is that like what they're
I don't really know, but I think it was more of a
or the like
reluctance.
NIMBYs?
Yeah, I think it was a little more of that and a reluctance just to have more what are essentially bars in town when they didn't want more bars, even though they're just selling beer that they're making.
Right.
But I mean, if you look at it this way, and what we've talked to lots of brewers about this, you guys are opening and closing kind of outside the bar prime time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to compete with them. You want to be able to sell your beer to them and have you go from your place to their place, eat the food, then drink more of your beer on tap. So I don't see where they misstepped and figured that it was going to be
changed now, anyways. I mean, the
That's
town
true.
is definitely very supportive.
Well,
and we
finally,
couldn't
someone
ask for
fucking
more.
woke up and they realized this is stupid. What are we doing?
I mean, it's a great tax revenue.
Yeah.
The more beer you make and you
No, it's
sell,
also a
the-
draw for people to come into the town. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not going to Northport, honestly, for anything else but these guys.
Yeah.
And we get
for
a lot
them in
of
Sand City, I would not go in there.
Yeah, we get a
otherwise.
lot
Why
of
would I be
people who
there?
come in who are visiting the two breweries in
Right.
town.
That just
And that's
it makes
definitely
sense.
A big draw that we see.
They're like, oh, cool, we're traveling for breweries. What do you guys got? I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, we want to see the scenic bird shit.
Yeah,
that
we
you
were
mentioned before.
we were here
like,
for the
oh,
diner and
yeah,
it's
they're
closed,
not
so
there
now
for
we
the
just stumbled in
goose shit.
here.
Exactly.
That's
Surprisingly,
amazing.
I
We
know,
came
right?
here for the bird shit.
Clearly, they're from elsewhere. They don't know about the North Shore goose shit. But we get a lot of people that has that draw. Like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. We can take 25A.
Yep.
And we can hit Port Jeff. We
Yep.
got 2 in Port Jeff. You can hit Northport. You can hit Huntington. You can hit Oyster Bay and Garvey's Point. 25A has a nice, solid run
It
of
is.
breweries. So
It's the Gold Coast beer run, yeah.
pretty much.
I like to say the Gold Coast. It
Yeah.
reminds me of 4th grade Long Island history. Yeah, and you got, like you said, you starting out at Port Jeff with Mike and his great beers, and then you got you guys in Sand City.
Po' Boy.
Yes, Po' Boy's out there too.
Po' Boy's
correct.
right at the train tracks.
Yep.
He's got some cool stuff.
It's right where that bar was. There was a bar, the Village Pub, wasn't there? Right next to the train, right next to the station. But it's right down there.
It's right
yeah.
over there.
Okay.
So,
And then you got you guys in Northport. Huntington is got a new brewery they're building, but they also have and I'm
Six Harbors.
Yeah, Six
Six
Harbors.
Harbors.
And then you move over. You can
well, Centerport's soon to be Blind Bat.
correct. Well, they've still been open there.
Well, he's actually, I know he actually, I think, put up today, like, picture of his
Actual
issued building permits and everything like that. Like, hand it to me in hand.
Has he
on my
always
door,
only
let's
been
go.
doing?
Everything's been out of
We were
his
talking
house.
about this.
It was,
Yeah,
right?
we were talking about this before.
That's
we pulled up.
crazy.
They've been around forever.
They had been. They were one of the first, I would say,
Yeah.
staples,
Yeah. Yep.
and they've been pouring at festivals. They've been
Yeah.
doing all sorts of stuff. and-
Festivals, some bars and restaurants.
Yes, they've
I've
been
seen
having
his
it, yep.
stuff. And but he's a big fan of the or at least he's trying to get into the farmers markets. I know
okay.
summertime.
That's what. Yeah.
He hits the Northport one. He hits the Babylon one. I think it's. I believe
And
it's him and his
Mustache
wife.
was making a big run
Yeah.
with that too. Same
Exactly.
Description
concept.
of project.
Yeah.
Interior alterations for Blind Bat Bistro.
That's right.
You did 94B.
Yep. So he's actually got paperwork in hand, ready to rock. So I'm super stoked on him.
A lot of
to get
openings in this next year. Holy
lot of
shit.
openings. And then you had the new one out in Patchogue. Was it Blockhead or Squarehead, something like that?
Yeah.
They just opened, I think, last week or
Well,
2 weeks ago.
they were brewing out of Lithology
Okay.
in the rental space, and then they finally found their own spot.
Awesome.
Because they were at a festival or two a couple of years ago, but then when Lithology bought out the place,
Yeah.
it was harder for have people like Flying Belgium and Squareheads to be out of there.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Tweaking Frog.
Tweaking Frog, yes.
Yeah, there was a bunch that were in there, contract brewing with them for a little bit, but then they got too big. And they also have the Patchogue Beer Project or Patchogue Brew Project.
Something along those
Yeah,
lines.
it's got like some Indian head logo or something
Yeah.
like that. That's opening in the next few weeks. You have, and what was the one I was just thinking of that I now lost my mind on it. I'll think of it later.
Well, I mean, any which way, like
It's just all coming together.
Long Island's coming together as like a boiling pot, essentially, of local breweries, which is awesome.
Right, and I said your individual town and villages now can all sustain a business with just local people.
Yeah.
It really can. As long as you don't get too big for the spot without having the popularity, you're fine. You're golden.
Not to get too off topic here,
Yeah.
just on Blind Bat's Instagram page, Pumpkin Saison.
Yeah, like I
That's-
told you before, he's got
yeah,
some
that
weird
is-
shit. And
He's got some weird.
But you know what? It
out
all
there.
works.
Yeah.
He knows his craft and he sticks with
Well,
it.
he's been he's had like his lab.
Yeah.
He's had a lab.
Pretty much.
And been able to just experiment and figure it all out.
That's awesome.
I guess that's got to be tough, Will. If you're in you got a business now, you're kind of under pressure in a sense. Well, not as much as a cop pulling over a drug dealer, but how do you cope with that pressure to come up with the new thing? Do you have room for experimentation? Do you have a single?
I think it's always important to be experimenting because there's a lot of people who are coming in and always looking to try something different. And it's not like, it used to be with craft brewery, you could have your 4 core beers and then you could have a seasonal every quarter and that was it. I feel like a lot of what sort of drives people, both sort of my interest as well as people who come and try the beers, is trying something new.
Right. Yes, I agree.
So, I mean, I'm not always trying to reinvent the wheel or try a new, reinvent the style, but I do like trying different styles I've never brewed before, things you don't
variants of
see
that.
as much anymore, new styles we can try later. I just brewed a brewed IPA, which I hadn't had that many of before. It's kind of a new style, at least here in New York.
Yes.
So we took a shot at it and you can see what our version is like.
Cool. I think I had one from Industrial Arts.
Yeah, I really like it.
That's kind of like tipped us off.
inspiration to that. Yeah, I had that one.
I really like
The
that.
problem was, I think I had it. It was a little old. It sat for maybe 3 months. So when I got it, I was like, I got to try it. I had one. I bought one, and it wasn't as sparkling or it was more like a nitro in a sense. But they make
sound that bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It just didn't have that punch like you would want from a beer. But if you have fresh, then I'm assuming that's going to be unbelievable. And that's a definite different kind of variant to an IPA.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of weird because they're very similar to New England IPAs,
Correct,
but they're totally different.
Yeah.
So
same but different.
Yeah,
Have you done variants to the stout?
Like
throw in vanilla or add something else?
We haven't done anything like that lately. We got something we're aging with a little oak right now. That'll be coming out in maybe.
Are you sharing barrels with the winery that you guys are working
Not
with?
yet. Maybe eventually.
This is news to me, so I'm
That's brand new. That was breaking news.
That's breaking news.
That's fantastic. Can you give us that plug again? Who's the winery that's opening up that you're working with?
Del Vino Vineyard.
Del
in
Vino.
Northport. Yes.
Norwood,
who have their
Norwood Avenue,
own issues with the town.
No, they're. I think
Smithtown,
they're all
right?
good.
No, they're Northport.
No,
town, which is town of Smithtown. I know they had some issues with because they're close to a school and there was a lot of people in town.
They opened up across from a school.
Oh, next door.
Next door,
perfect,
yeah, like the property line. I think butts to.
And
to
I remember,
a school.
I was actually talking to the owner.
But I mean, like, who's gonna be like drinking, like sampling wines at fucking 2 o'clock on a
The
Thursday?
teachers?
Like,
Are you fucking kidding
the
me?
teachers, I mean,
I am a teacher, and if
But
I saw a
then
brewery or
school's
a
out.
winery literally opening up next door on lunch break, I will be there.
I remember.
Goddamn
I remember. I was
Yes!
talking to a customer, and they're like, "Oh, people are upset about this." They're like, "Oh my God, the kids are gonna eat the grapes." It's like, so they're gonna eat the grapes.
Well,
grapes are grapes. I was like, you feed your kids grapes.
That
normally.
sounds fantastic. I feed my kids grapes. You know what?
Those might be the
Supply
most
my kids with
fresh
free
grapes.
grapes.
Most
Yeah,
fresh
free
grapes you'll ever have in your life.
God damn it!
So
I would love that.
some expensive fucking.
I don't know.
wine
Some people,
grapes.
everything is about protecting the children. Protect them from everything. And I get it. I have
Wow.
children. I know. I want to protect them and keep them innocent as long as possible. But there comes a point where it becomes absurdity. And you got to just fucking face facts that there's no way that winery is going to be open at 2 o'clock when the bell rings and they're all rushing out to the buses and go, wine?
Yeah.
Wine? There's wine here? And they're serving them wine like they don't have any concept of age restrictions. I don't know.
I'm just waiting until my daughter's old enough to reach the shelf in the fridge where I keep my beer.
It's going to happen. I have an
Soon.
entire bar with a tap in my
Soon.
basement,
It's
and
either
they can
that
reach it
or
now.
she starts climbing up the other ones to get to that and knocks them all off and destroys them. So
Daddy, you have your beer show tonight?
Yeah, it's not even at this point. It's not even about them drinking. It's just don't spill my shit.
Don't spill it.
Don't ruin Daddy's good time tonight. Because when I get home, I want to drink.
Pretty
Don't
much.
Fuck that up.
All right, Will, what's the next one? What do we got?
Ooh, we're going on to the next.
another
Hold on,
beer.
hold on.
Yeah, hurry
Rapid
up.
fire on.
We got things to drink. We got.
All right, what do we got here?
This is our other sort of fall beer. This is Harbor Fest.
Okay.
It's Oktoberfest lager. Essentially a Märzen.
Okay.
We did a big Oktoberfest celebration.
So I saw great pictures of girls with big bosoms.
And
I want to be part of that.
October 6th.
October 6th. It was a
Okay.
Saturday.
It was a great event for us. We had a bunch of food vendors. We had bands. We're definitely going to do something like that next year. So mark
That was
your
a lot
calendars
of
for
fun.
Good draw, good event.
Oh, huge event. We had live, like Will had said, live music. We had a local cigar shop.
Nice.
We had.
Was
a
it New York
guy-
Cigars?
No, it was Gold Coast Cigars.
Gold Coast Cigars. Check them out.
He's got 2 locations. Definitely one. I don't know if the second one's still open, but definitely one right in Northport Village.
Okay.
Right on Main Street. Awesome guy. So he came down he had a humidor.
Yes.
So he was selling cigars.
I see
There
that
was
now. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep. There was a local shucker. So he had had
cool.
oysters. He had clams. He had shrimp. He was doing his thing. We had the restaurant was putting up brats and Bavarian pretzels and
Nice.
That's everything. That's a whole
Yeah.
cloud of stuff that I would get lost in.
Oh, it was amazing. And
I don't mean that like punly with the cigar talk. I'm just saying between your beer and pretzels and
it was
cigars.
great. I mean, we were playing the whole Saturdays for the brats.
Time out. You have a. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Barstool fans.
Yeah. You
Little
gotta
bit.
do what you gotta do.
You do. You got a TV outside?
Oh, we did.
That is. Oh, did?
Did.
Oh, it's getting too.
One, it's getting a little too cold for it.
All right.
And 2, it wasn't really an outdoor TV.
Oh, we could talk about that. I am a huge AV nerd.
Yeah, so it wasn't an outdoor TV, so I don't think it was fully weather sealed, all that stuff. So we did wind up taking it down.
Maybe again next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
Sunbright.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, though. You
TVs,
get the baseball games. You have
We have a TV inside, so
Okay.
we'll have a game on inside.
Yep,
But
we do have. We'll definitely talk AV stuff. We'll nerd out later. But yeah, we do have a TV inside that we do have, hooked up to cable. So you come down, it's like, oh, I want to watch this game. Cool. Let's put that on, or do whatever, sports ball and things.
Go ahead and check them out on Instagram. It's Gold Coast Cigars.
I don't sports at all.
Like you said, on Main Street in Northport, or give them a call.
Yeah.
And speaking of calls,
oh, look at that.
look at me. It's the Wort with Mike and Pete. Who am I talking to?
Michael.
Oh, boy. You sound like you're crying. What's up, buddy?
Michael, I missed the first hour and 10 minutes of the Wort with Mike and Pete. I had a client.
What were you doing? You were driving people around?
Yeah, I couldn't listen. I'm so upset, Michael.
Oh, my
Go
God.
fuck yourself, Pete.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Graz today is on
Graz?
the phone. Station manager
What's
here at GovsRadio.com. How's it going tonight, bud?
All right, Michael, who you got in? Harbor Head from Northport?
You got
Right,
it. Boom.
that's
Not even screwing up the name. Usually you fuck it up, but
I
that's
thought you said
that
you
was
missed the
fantastic.
first hour and 10. What are you doing?
I got my... listen, first of all, I got my Instagram fucking followers, and I don't like fucking Northport. My ex-wife is from there.
Oh,
So
great.
the
So,
only thing I can remember about Northport is every fucking check I got to give her all the time.
so listen, Graz, we were speaking about the Gold Coast tour. Anthony Graz today owns a limo company who is looking to pick up some sort of brew bus tour to
He
stop
is?
through. You are, not me.
I know,
You.
that's me.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
I'm
you.
sorry,
Yes,
I
hi.
apologize.
You're on the phone and you're talking to me, and this is the Wort with Mike and Pete. So, Anthony, we have a great lineup for you. If we get you to start, like we said, out at maybe Port Jeff, or even fuck that, let's just start in Northport because it's a little closer to Farmingdale where you would start from. And we hit up Harbor Head, and we travel along 25A. We can hit up like 3 or 4 right in a row, and it's a great trip, beautiful scenery, and great beer so far.
All right. Who the guys from Harbor Head? Don't talk, Michael. What's your name, guys? How are you?
So we got with you. We got Dave and Will.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Will. How are you?
Good.
We're good.
All right. How's everything? Is he treating you nice?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Look around. You see all the red? It's a fucking S&M den.
Every time with the S&M den. They are waiting for the sex swing to drop from the ceiling.
Yeah. I figured with the wood
Fucking
paneling,
acoustic treatments on the wall, not like those.
Yeah.
That's to keep the screaming down.
Yeah, well, listen, you see that wind? Turn around. I know you guys see the sliding door. It's really transparent. There's people behind there.
Was it like an interrogation room?
Yeah. It's just a double, it's a two-way mirror.
Yeah.
You guys are in the fucking bubble.
All right, good talk. So what are you up to, Graz? You're driving people around tonight?
Michael?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to honor you with my presence.
Ooh. You're going to come
you
down?
coming down?
I'm going to come and hang out with my 2 favorite guys from Harbor Head because they're going to make a fucking chocolate stout.
They already do. We had it,
we
and
got
it's
you.
delicious.
We got you covered like a blanket. Come
Dude,
on down.
we got
You guys got like 10 taps there. Wait, let me talk.
10
Michael.
taps, yes. They're in the studio, all 10 taps.
We brought the taps with us.
No, but I saw a picture on Instagram. You guys got like 10 taps,
We
right?
have
Or
we've
12?
got 8 taps.
8 taps.
8 taps, fully locked and ready to go.
That's fantastic. What's the biggest alcohol content you got out of those 8 taps?
Well, that would probably be our Napoco, sitting at about 8.4. That's our double IPA, which we do have Crowlers of. We'll be getting to that one later.
Get
Oh,
down
I
here,
just
Graz.
got fucking. I just got a tingle in my pants, Pete.
Well, you were talking about you wanted a stout. We actually have a stout sitting on our on the desk right now. We're ready to go.
Yeah, you should try.
Wait
this.
a minute.
The
I don't
stout's
want
very
the
good, by
stout's
way.
got to be. Listen, you got to make it around a 7.7.
Yep, it's right there.
I'll meet you in the middle. It's a 5.2.
Yeah, there you go.
A 5.2. Come on.
You should
throw
just lie
some
to
more
him.
chocolate-
Should have lied to him.
Throw a
You
couple
didn't know
more
better.
worts in there.
Right,
Right?
couple more words. All right.
What
All
did you
right,
just say?
Mike and Pete, get in it.
Yeah, more wort in there?
Couple more words.
Throw more juices in there. Make it stronger. Let's go.
More chocolate juices.
Yes,
Add more
indeed.
chocolate milk. Got it.
More rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Check.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, should I stop by 7-Eleven and get Coors Light and Michelob Light?
No,
for you
don't do
guys?
any of that. Don't get me a 32 ounce of Michelob Ultra. Please don't do that.
Did your wife put the kids to bed?
Of course.
Good. She'll be listening. I'll make her laugh.
All right, good. So what
I
time
know
do you
it's
plan
gonna
on
be a
stopping
bold
by
juice
so we
walk.
stay on the air? You going to come by in a little bit?
I'm going to go by, see if one of these any of these places open, Michael, late to get beer? Or you guys got enough
there's
beer?
more than enough beer.
We got
here.
plenty.
Yeah, we got plenty of beer, buddy. You don't have to bring any.
I think we brought.
Oh,
how many
my fucking
Crowlers did we
pants
bring?
just got tight. I'm loving this.
Pitch your tent and bring it on through.
My tent is pitched. I can't wait. All right, see you in a little bit.
All right, buddy.
We're Mike and Pete.
All right,
See you
cool.
later. Gotta go.
All right, bye. Awesome. He's going to come in the studio. He's always a fucking...
I like that he signed off for you guys.
Yes, he did. He just...
he knows. He knows.
Anthony Graziade, the host of Limo Talk podcast here on GubsRadio.com. So it's just another, chef in the kitchen, and we'll see what happens when he comes in. But he's always a good time. He's fun to have on.
Derail.
And that's fine. Let's
let's
get
get
through
all
these
the
beers. Yeah,
information now.
let's get
let's
right.
get into
all right,
this.
here we go. Rapid fire. Because it's going to get crazy. So we're drinking an Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Traditional lager, pretty drinkable.
Very drinkable.
You already drank it. It's so drinkable, I drank
It's so
it.
drinkable. He's right.
You son of a bitch.
So you want some more, or we'll top you off? We got more, plenty of things to do.
This is going to be we're probably going to set a record for most beers drank.
No.
Most varieties.
Yes.
Most varieties.
Yes,
That's
yes
what I
to
like to
that,
hear.
but probably no to the amount. We've drank, there's been some nights that we
There were
drank
a couple-
way too much to drive home. I'll take that after you're done.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, we actually...
I love the Crowlers, by the way. They're beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
both
thanks.
of the times we got hammered, I think, were both Scott's fault.
I tend to agree. Yeah, I
Both
tend to
of the
agree.
shows where I got shitty.
Scott seems like a solid name to blame on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott
Have you
from
guys
Long
met
Island?
Scott from Long
Oh,
Island?
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Oh,
Real
he's a
nice
great
guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. He's
The
So I want to ask you about the Crowlers really quick. Sorry, before I forget. So are we getting them done? Are they coming in with no top? Obviously.
Yeah, they're
and
coming wrapped.
They're coming wrapped.
Yep,
That's
how we got these.
Yep.
Because they're gorgeous. There's some that
Thanks.
look as good. And that looks really good.
Yeah, we're pretty proud about these. They're nice, the top to bottom.
Yeah.
They're not see, as you can see in TV land.
There you go.
Yeah. Got a nice look at that.
Here, I'll get them up closer so I can put it right up to the thing.
There you go. But yeah, they that was a great idea. There you go.
Lighting.
Yeah, that's fully
Dripping on the board. That's
fully
okay.
wrapped top to bottom, so it's not.
Yes.
I know. There's the big push and big style to have like the top of it be uncovered and not covered. I've only seen like the smaller wraps on Crowlers and 16s.
Yeah, it's just
With
enough
these-
so they can get their logo and they write what it is.
Exactly,
But
yes.
I like that. That
This
looks
is nice.
it looks like you actually bought a beer.
Yeah.
And that's from the store. And
It gives
just,
it a very clean look.
Yes, correct. Is there a company associated with that? Who do you guys go through for those?
These are just from CanSource.
These were done by
There's
CanSource.
different
CanSource,
companies,
okay.
I think,
No,
that
because
can
we always
do
like
that.
to add them to our tags just so everyone knows where people are getting them. We have just so you guys a shit ton of followers that are just breweries.
Yeah.
Most of our followers are breweries rather than actual listeners, and our response.
I got 3 listeners, but everyone's a brewery. They follow us on Instagram. That's great.
4,000 brewers are listening at all times. No, we got the intonation early on that this was more of a brewers-based podcast for brewers.
Yeah.
Even though he and I aren't brewers, it was all about you guys. And a lot of people, brewers all over the country right now, have been listening to this and getting back to us. We've had people from New Jersey, Chicago, Minnesota, Connecticut, people wanting to be on the show.
That's awesome.
Calling in their brewers because they find it interesting to get the information from you.
Yeah.
Probably stealing everything that you're saying, but at the same time, it's one big happy
Well, that's
family.
why we
right?
don't give away our 11 secret herbs and spices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Herbs.
Herbs and spices. That's the way it is.
So
Colonel's
lavender,
kept it. Yeah.
coriander. Those are only 2 of the 11. Tell us a little bit more about the Oktoberfest. So is standard lager build, you're saying?
Yeah. I like doing a lot of people don't do lagers. I mean, they're coming back, I feel like.
Absolutely, 100% coming back.
Yeah, there has been
it's
a big
something
push
I
on it.
really like brewing, personally. So we wanted to
It's more
do-
time consuming, right? Because it takes a little more.
There's a little
time,
more
right?
love goes
Yeah,
involved.
they do
with
take
it.
a little longer. Everything goes a little more slowly. But you can get, I feel like a lot of people feel like there's some sort of mystery to them, but, it's just another beer.
Yeah, it's just about temperature in the end, correct?
Yeah, different
yeast and your
different temperature.
Yeah, fermenting it at a different,
Pretty
at
much.
colder, right? That's
different science things.
Yeah, not like a Bud Ice Light.
It's my first beer.
I know. That's why I mentioned it.
That fucking chiseled bottle.
Oh, those were the days.
I was 14. All right.
Is there a hop profile in this that stands out?
It's got some hops of sort of German origin, but it's not
Okay.
very hoppy.
No.
No. Taste something on the end that I can't quite place, but it's really good. I like it a lot.
I mean, there's a little bit of like sweetness from there's a little caramel sweetness,
which gives it that look too, that nice caramel.
But then there's a lot of malty sweetness as well.
And it's almost you got to have a lager on the tap list, right? You almost have to have.
Yeah, we have another one which we can open up in a sec, which is our sort of.
It's almost like everything you mentioned you have. You're like, oh, we got this
well,
too.
Actually, it's funny you do say that. We do pride ourselves on keeping such a wide variety.
That's good. You need it.
I personally don't like going to breweries where it's like, okay, 3/4 New England.
Yep.
Here's this. Here's that. We want to give you. We have pretty much 2 out of our 8 taps. 2 to this style, 2 to that style, 2 to that style, 2 to that style.
That's good.
At least.
Yeah.
Something for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we keep a wide range. I mean, right now on tap we have our pumpkin, and then we have our Dockyard Lager, which I believe we're getting to right now, and then we have our Harbor Fest, our Harbor Weizen, which is our Hefeweizen.
It's another.
You gotta keep
have
one of those
that
on tap.
Yeah, in the
beautiful
summer,
again,
absolutely.
very traditional. Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
Great. We have a top sale pale ale, and then we have three different IPAs.
Good.
We've got our Whaleback IPA, which is closer to like a West Coast, a little bit more bitter, more earthy, which is nice. Not too
greeny,
in your face,
piney.
Exactly,
flavor,
but not too like let me kick you in the face with hops.
Right.
It's easy to drink on a hot day. It's perfect.
Nice.
And then we have our 2 New Englands,
Thank you.
which are the Galactic Daydreams, which I believe we have with us.
Galactic Daydreams.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice,
It's almost
beautiful name.
like Galactic Cloud, like Captain Lawrence does 2 like that.
Similar to,
but like
yeah.
you took a piece of each.
Yeah. A little this, a little that, and then we also have our Napoko, which is.
So what is the origin of that name? And we're gonna get to that. We'll get back to that. But
Northport Coast.
Northport Coastal. Yep.
I knew it was some sort of like Soho kind of feel.
Kind of. South of Houston kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
Same general idea. It's just like, you know what? Because
do people actually use that term up there?
Nopo, yeah.
Yeah?
It's actually on the back of stickers. You know, like you go somewhere, you're like, oh, I went to the Outer Banks. Do you see the OBX stickers?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Same type of thing. I've seen ones around town that just say Nopo. In Northport. I mean, I don't know if they're actually for Northport or what, but they're saying Nopo.
They're visiting.
And I know, yeah, sure.
Everyone
It's like those Montauk the end stickers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I went to Northport. It's like, ooh, awesome, cool. Thank you for coming to Wart Town.
No one knows what the fuck that is in Nebraska.
Exactly. What the hell's a Nopo? I don't know.
And by the way, it just came up in the feed, the blind bat permit. As
we were not following them, believe
it's
it or not.
because
get the fuck out of here. We weren't following them.
We weren't following them. We are now.
I'm a shitty follower. I apologize, blind bat. My bad. Who are the guys over at blind bat? Who's the guy over at blind bat?
This guy's Paul, I believe is his name.
Okay.
I don't remember his last name.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
But
soon.
definitely try and get him on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Dude, we got a list
Yeah.
that we're just going through. And everyone's like, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Paul,
how could you not?
Paul, whose last name I would not attempt.
I don't want to butcher it.
Nope.
It's got more vowels than I know what to do with, so I don't want to butcher it. He's a super nice
Some
guy.
consonants in odd places.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
But yeah, we do pride ourselves on keeping that variety.
It's good. There's a lot. This is delicious.
Yeah.
This is something I could sit and drink all day.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
The
By the
Oktoberfest
bag.
style beers are.
And
they're supposed to be crushable because you got to be able to drink it by the liter. If you're so
Nice.
inclined.
And that was our big push for our Oktoberfest.
I was gonna say, what were the big?
It was pretty
Oktoberfest?
much our pumpkin and our Oktoberfest. Those were our 2 headlining beers for that event. So we threw beer specials on that. And
Did you do Steins? Did you do larger?
People brought in Steins.
Okay.
And we did fill them.
Okay.
But we didn't have any. Maybe next year we're hoping.
Yeah. We did have one of our previous brewers came by, who actually now works at Barrier, I believe. So he popped in. He actually I brought a boot with me.
Nice.
So he was like, I have to. I'll show you guys the video later, but he kills it.
Yeah,
that was my groomsman gift for my wedding.
You got a boot?
Like nobody's business.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
Barry is one of our checkoff list parts because they've been
Very
following
good.
us and liking us along the way here. So
And Rip Rap.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh,
it's like
Rip Rap was something
smoky
else.
like a goddamn Texas brisket. It's ridiculous. I love it.
That's a good word. That's a way to describe it.
I was a Tonto fan.
Done.
Tonto is
So
one of
I really like that.
Tonto is really good. And then I don't like Money as much, but Tonto was the one that really like sold me to them. And then Ishkray that they did with Sand City.
Yeah,
Ishkray was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And actually, I went there to Barry on my birthday, and they had Ishkray released that day, and I was like, it just has to be the calling in a sense. So we just poured it and opened up a new beer.
Another new beer.
And let's I'm gonna have to pee again
So
after
I-
this.
no,
So
I'm-
let's go through this too, because I'm now going faster. You guys are
we'll
ripping
get
them out.
to
I'm
these.
like, yes, I love it. This is awesome. This is the most. I'll say this: the most volume, like you said, variety that we've ever had on the show, which is unbelievable. We'll put you guys in the Hall of Fame when we do a Hall of Fame in our stories and our highlights.
A soccer trophy?
Yes.
Done and
done.
I know Jay's Trophies. What was that one in Massapequa?
Jay's Trophies.
Jay's Trophies.
Jay's Trophies, yeah.
I know Jay.
I know that one.
I do know Jay personally, so we'll get Jay's Trophies to build you something nice and classic. We'll make it the Wort. You know, we got to have an award show.
Yeah.
We can have an award show. Yes.
This is the blank stare.
Yeah, I know. I don't. All right.
That's great.
When Graz comes in, I'll pitch it, and we'll see how he jumps all over it. We'll make it part of a comedy night that he's presenting, and we'll do it, and we'll make it happen.
I was thinking do an anniversary show with Dan Moss.
Well, we have to do that.
That was the only thing.
Yes, I know. We can do that too. We got to do a celebrity red carpet step and repeat banner award show. Sound good?
Most appearances go to Steve Pominski.
Yeah, I think so too. He doesn't stop coming. Well, we got to get him in again. We haven't seen him.
I got to email him. I want to talk to him during the expo.
So we cracked up a new beer, and let me finish my first one here.
Yeah, so this is one of our core beers, Dockyard Lager.
And then, by the way, but when you said Dockyard day before, I was looking up my shirt, and I have the this one, but I thought I had my Dockyard Brewing Company from Bermuda.
Okay. All right.
I went to Bermuda a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Dockyard was the brewery that's right off the ship.
I hope they don't sue us.
No. I don't think they know what you're doing.
You can't take a name like that and no, that's it.
No, you can't copyright or TM that.
Stony Creek have something that's Dockyard Amber?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They have a bunch of things like that. You're going to look it up, aren't you? Yeah, of course. I want to be right. I don't blame you. Fact checker. So, Dockyard
so this
lager.
Is a essentially pre-prohibition style lager. We get a lot of people, especially in the summertime, who aren't craft beer drinkers, who are excited about the Blaze coming in. Of course. And this is something I really brewed for them, for people who are light beer drinkers. It is essentially a light lager, but it's got a little more flavor than what you get.
This is one of the things you hook them in with. You get them in there, and so tell us a little bit about the process of this guy.
It's Pilsner, a little bit of corn in there to do for what they used to do 100 years ago in these beers. And then some German hops. On top
Corn
of
is
that.
not a grain you see too often.
No, I mean you get a little. You can kind of taste it. There's a flavor that's what you get from the corn. I almost think of, although it does lighten it a little bit.
Yeah, it is very light. That was when I saw you pouring it. That was surprising.
Yeah. And that gives it that look as opposed to so much flavor. It's kind of
color.
So it's almost like filtering it. In a
yeah,
sense,
and it's lighter than a Pilsner.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's.
This is something you have like 17 of in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we were going for.
Yeah.
That light, easy to drink all day beer.
It is. It feels like a crisp beer that you could sit by the water
it's
and
very
drink.
Dry. It's not doesn't have a lot of hops, but it's so dry you can taste that little bitterness in there in the back.
I like it more than a Pilsner. I like it.
Yes, I do. Yeah. A little more than what's there. That
Yeah.
usually tends to have a little less flavor, depending on who makes it, obviously.
Yeah.
But because of the lagering process, I would assume it adds that little extra oomph. What kind of malts and hops are we using here?
This is just Pilsner malt and flake corn.
Okay.
And some German tradition hops.
So where do you find German tradition hops?
They're pretty. You can buy them pretty readily. They've sort of taken over from things like Hallertau, Mittelfrüh, as far as commercial usage. Mostly, I think, just because they're a lot easier for farmers to grow and they have a very similar flavor profile.
Can you get those around here? So we talked a little bit about the farm brewers license. I know you have to use
Yeah, so we're not using necessarily we're trying to vary what we're using, but we're trying to use a significant portion of what we want to feature and then other hops as well. So we're doing a lot of variation.
And just adding that last little bit to kind of just tweak it a little bit.
But one of the things I'm looking into is there are one thing that's very nice about New York hops is you can get a lot. I find often a flavor profile that's very similar to the German and the sort of European.
Okay.
Hops. So
Is that upstate-based stuff, or is it out here on Long
I mean,
Island?
there's a lot of people growing everywhere. We're going to be trying in this next year to experiment with a lot more of those hops and try and develop some relationships with some hop farms to see if we can't really just do the best we can with these. And really feature some of these cool New York hop farms that are really starting up.
And you guys are going to have to start using about 60%.
Yeah, so we have to.
That's 2019 or 2020 when that starts?
I think it's 2019 is one, and then it goes up again.
Okay.
Sorry, we have a phone call. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Who am I talking to?
I got an award for you. Biggest bore.
I'm expecting another phone call. Are you coming in here or what?
I got an award for you. The biggest bore. You. Let me in, boring.
All right, bye.
I can hear him outside.
I was like, God damn it, I gotta piss. There's another fucking call.
Another call.
All right, let's take a quick break. Let Graz in here and Tasmanian Devil the studio, and we'll take a phone call. If anyone hears this ringing, let me know, and we'll take. We're expecting another phone call tonight. This is Wort with Mike and Pete. GovsRadio.com. We'll be right back after this.
Wort.
What is it? The Wort? Yeah, okay, I'll do that again. This is the Wort on Gov's Radio.
It is the Wort. Not Wart, not Fort, not short. The Wort.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what that means. When do you guys start drinking?
Who says we haven't been drinking?
Where's mine? If I say it correctly this time, can I have a drink?
We'll think about it.
You're listening to the Wort on Gov's Radio.
It's the Wort with Mike and Pete. Graz came into the studio during the break and very promptly left.
Mics went hot.
Yeah. Sorry, Gab, what'd you say? I had the mic on.
Promptly left when mics went hot.
Yes, we were about to come back from break, and he immediately decided I need to leave the studio.
Yeah.
We don't have time for your shit. Well, Graz is going to grace us with his presence in just a few moments. Dave and Will here from Harbor Head in Northport.
Yeah.
And craft about 7 more beers.
Yeah, we don't mess around.
No, there's no.
There he is.
Again, there's the award. The no messing around.
No messing around
Most
award.
varieties of beer on the Wort for the award show.
Yeah.
And Graz, as you called in just before we came back,
yeah,
and you said you wanted to start an award show. Give us your thoughts and ideas.
All right, so...
And by the way, you brought us peanuts.
I brought peanuts.
Okay.
To give it to the boys.
Yes.
All right, Will and Johanna, right?
Johanna, yeah.
Will, it's Will and what?
It's pronounced Dave.
Yeah.
Spelled Johanna, but it's pronounced Dave.
Starts with a J, ends with a yo, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
Harbor Head, right?
Yeah,
Northport.
at least you got that right.
All right, listen.
That's the one that counts.
Here's the truth about it. And I told my client this. He's my biggest client. I go, I don't like coming out there because it reminds me of my ex-wife.
At Northport?
At Northport.
Oh, okay.
So you got to give me an excuse to come out there.
The
and
beer?
I'll take. We'll
As a
take
matter
the.
of fact.
There's your excuse right in front of you.
All right, wait. Let me taste this.
Well,
Hold
I
on.
also to counteract that, you have to worry about that. Mind your ex-wife. I have a place where you can drown your sorrows away.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What
I
do you
got
mean?
you.
Your
Here, at the brewery.
Really?
Come drown your sorrows away.
Oh, dude. See, here's the deal. I get out there. I want to stay out there for 3 days. You know what I mean?
3 days?
I got 4
Where are you staying?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
You'll be going about 7 o'clock. You'll be going to the brewery. I'll be on a corner with fucking ripped jeans and a cup.
Jesus Christ.
I'll have crusties falling from my nose, and the guy with the cup will be like, "What do you got coming out of your nose?" I'm like, "It's been 3 days."
Yeah, about that.
At your brewery. So
see what happened there is.
Wait, hold on. Let me taste.
Let's see.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
So,
hold on.
Will, why don't you tell Graz what he's drinking?
Seriously, I got Will. I apologize.
Dave.
All right. Frank. Lou.
Lou.
It's
Tommy.
Alzheimer's, Dave.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, Will, tell him what he's drinking.
Oatmeal stout, rich, chocolatey, delicious.
How long you been brewing there, Will?
I've been at Harbor Head since about the middle of
I didn't
June.
ask you how long you been at Harbor Head. How long you been brewing? Answer the question. You're on
I
the
told
fucking,
you it's going to be a whirlwind. I just warned you guys.
I derailed the whole show. It's
Yes.
about an hour.
That's his thing.
The Wort with Mike and Pete is the greatest beer show ever. But tonight, it's now Limo Talk with Graz, part 2. Part 2. It's a live broadcast.
Yeah.
Going to part 2, and that's the
The
problem.
bosses like me. Now.
Yes,
So
they do.
I'm
That's the
allowed to
truth.
do whatever I want. All right? So if we want to stay on for 2 more hours and get you home by, we can do that. Pete's got to go to work because he's miserable, you know what I mean?
That's why he goes to work. I want to be more miserable than really.
I told Pete
not how it works.
when he first was going to start, I go, Pete, trust me. Come out of the room, you're gonna love it. By the 3rd week, you're gonna look at me and go, "I love it." It comes to me. By the 2nd week, he comes to me. I goes, "I love it." He goes, an hour in, I wanted to hug you. Right? Come on, you're enjoying. What you're
I
enjoying?
have a fucking great time.
And you're good at what you
Gets me
do.
out of the
And
house.
he's
Listen,
good at what he does.
Anthony, why don't you let Will describe the beer to you
Go
while
ahead,
you're drinking
Will.
it?
I
Go ahead.
apologize.
Yeah, so super chocolatey, super rich, delicious.
What's the alcohol content?
It's only 5.2. It's not a super big beer.
Not good.
Just drink more. Just drink more.
I want a 7.4. I really want like a. You would make me very happy if we could get this with a dip.
Here we go.
What's the problem? I'm gonna sell the fucking thing out. We're gonna make Christmas for 2019. We're gonna make what do they call those cans? Like if you
Crowlers?
buy no, like something that's nostalgic that you only get like 500 of them. We're gonna
Hess
get,
trucks.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get 500 Hess trucks cans, and they're gonna be the Graz beer with chocolate stout with nipples and everything else.
Limited edition.
Limited, yeah, there you go. Limited edition.
Yeah.
Limited edition.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
The next one we can do the double
Yeah.
stout.
Yes.
How many people do you hold in your place?
Yeah, that's actually a good
Pretty
question.
small.
Look at that. I got a good question.
Yeah.
Look at me.
That's
What does
actually
the
a
fire
good
marshal
question.
say about that?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, seriously. Listen, they're
So
not listening.
let's tread carefully.
Yeah, they're not listening. So what are you allowed in that place?
I mean, we could probably get a couple dozen in there, but
Probably.
you know.
But we do
pretty
have an
tight.
outside patio area that a lot of people do hang out in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not so necessarily much the inside area. You are able to hang out outside.
All right, rule number 1 is take the peanuts after you are talking,
God.
then
No,
put the
absolutely
peanuts in
not.
your mouth. Don't
This
chew
guy.
with them.
Listen, you
What?
don't have to dictate
Shut
how
up.
people eat. I
Shut
don't
up.
care what they sound
They're
like.
gonna yell at me. I do.
What?
Why
What do
am I
you?
listening?
I don't
kidding,
care
I'm
about
kidding.
that.
I'm kidding.
I know you are.
All right.
I always like to start a fight.
25, 20. So we could fit how many on the deck?
On the deck, the patio area, let's say seating wise, for probably 20 at least.
And inside, how much?
I'd probably say another
30.
So let's say
maybe
40 to 50
Yeah,
people.
probably about 40, 50 people.
We're going to throw a party.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he
Yeah,
has
how we
a 40
actually going
guest
to throw
I
Goddamn
just sold out.
party.
Listen, I'm all kidding aside. Mike Nicoli is one of my comic friends. We got very close
Okay.
this past year. We just sold out. Oh boy.
Ooh, here we go.
That's him calling right now.
Well, he's a businessman, so he's got to stay put.
We just sold out the room for November 3rd. We had like 32 tickets left. We sold out in an hour. Boom, boom, boom.
Awesome.
We're getting a very good response. So I want to throw a party for Govs Radio at the best brew. Here's the contest: who wins the best brewery to have a spring fling? You know what I mean? And we all get together.
Well, listen, they're already winning the award for most variety of beer they brought. Do you see this
they're winning a lot of awards. They're entertaining.
We're on
They're not
Instagram
duds.
Live.
We're on what?
Instagram Live.
Oh, that's great.
And it hasn't even begun to fight here. I mean, I'm just trying to show.
I want to throw like a spring fling or something. We just did our Mike Nicoli night. We're having a Christmas party here.
Okay.
You know we're having a Christmas party, right?
Okay.
Well, we just heard that. Yeah.
Oh, you're invite.
Now
You get to invite people, and we're going to just throw a big bash. There you go.
Nice.
So, all right. So I'm ready. I'm happy.
Absolutely, yeah, dude. Definitely reach out.
We're also
we'll
looking
get weird.
in the next few months to throw some guest taps at the Third Rail.
Yes, I'm looking. The Third Rail they're good friends of mine. They just bought the place about a month and a half ago. And I golf with them and I'm very close with them. And he always told me, he goes, whatever you want to do. So I'm looking to put guest taps on there. So if you got some kind of paraphernalia, you can email to me or something like that. I'll get us on the tap. If you want to put us on the guest
Yeah, so
tap.
the Wort sponsored tap. So we're going to have a rotating tap at the Third Rail.
The Third Rail.
That we're going to have our guests on.
Where's the Third Rail located?
Belmore.
Belmore. Okay.
Yes.
What's
I've
the
heard of
farthest
it.
you guys go? I mean, we're...
Right now, Belmore.
So Belmore's it.
Yeah, that's...
No,
right
but that's one of the perks that we want to start presenting to some of our guests is that we're able to get, just throw a quarter keg or whatever it is, a 5 liter on the tap list over at Third Rail. And Third Rail then we'll get some namesake for some of the local breweries.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So does Mike. They're
awesome.
actually pretty. They have 24 taps. They're pretty receptive. They're
Right,
pretty,
so they got plenty of room.
They got plenty
for
of room. So even if I can get the guy from Secatog, what's his name?
Ken.
Yeah. Well, I'm not very happy with Ken right now. He gave fucking Pete a hoodie. He gave you a beautiful.
Did you come in that night?
I was here. I made him
he
laugh.
didn't-
I
he
made
didn't
him
know-
laugh for
he
an
didn't know
hour.
you were gonna be
Ken,
here.
you better get me a goddamn hoodie. I want one. All right, it's getting cold out. If I don't get a fucking hoodie from Secatog, you're banned.
Grass, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't get one either.
You didn't get one either. I like him.
Got you
a
on
lot.
that one.
I like him a lot. Scott, right? Frank,
Yes.
Dave.
We'll just call him Scott Dave, sure.
Scott Dave.
Scott Dave.
Yeah, that works. Scott Dave. That works.
Dave, do you know?
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Dave, do you know Dan Morse at
Fire
Island?
I believe I met him in passing. I don't think I've actually really sat down.
We're
and
gonna have to
talked with
sit
him.
down. I want you to. Yeah, you're perfect.
Yeah,
for him.
I'm
He's
in for
gonna
it.
love you.
He is
Perfect.
perfect for him,
Same
yeah.
fucking beard and everything else.
That's it.
You look like him.
Let's do it.
True.
We should do a Dan Moss
I'm
night.
actually
There's
him.
an award right here. Who looks
Well,
like
that's what we
Dan
said. We said we gotta get Dan Wilson for our anniversary show, and maybe
Yeah.
he could be the one presenting awards.
Yes.
But I think for that anniversary show,
Right?
it'd be better if you just get a bunch of people that look like him. And
Yes.
not actually him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I'm
the
in.
Dan, the
Well, you
Dan
win the
Moss
Dan Moss
lookalike
lookalike
contest.
Perfect.
Hey, you better. I'm telling you right now. You better take a clip of this and send it to Dan. Look, we talk about you all the time.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it would work. The
Yeah.
Dan Moss lookalike contest. You
It'll work.
would definitely
I'm
fucking
in.
win. You're in.
I'm in.
I'll grow one. It's gonna be real gray, and I look like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But I'll try. I'll be like 20 years after Dan Moss. I'm
you go.
Very angry Santa Claus.
Post Dan Moss.
Post Dan Moss.
Post
when,
Dan Moss.
when when the kids are grown, fucking just sitting here haggard, can't even move, can't breathe.
Well, even more important, how'd you feel about the beer?
I want more, but nobody seems. Everybody,
no, we got more.
Everybody
Stouts
seems
around here
to.
somewhere.
Everybody
Stout.
seems to be
The rest
opening
of
up.
that's
All
yours.
I keep hearing is click, click, and
That's right.
No, he's just pressing the buttons.
Yes, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just doing the.
Will, where did you go to?
Oh,
How
here
did
we
you
go.
do it, Will? How did you learn?
So I brewed at home for a while first. Then I got a job working as a assistant brewer and then a brewer. Then I did go to school. I did the Siebel program.
Where'd you go assistant brewing?
I started up in Lake Placid, New York. I started at the Great Adirondack Brewing Company.
Ooh, I know about it. Yeah, cool.
That was the first place I started working as a brewer, and that was a great experience.
How was that experience?
It was great. You know, I already knew a lot about brewing. I've been brewing at home for 6 or more years before then.
Wow, so you've been in it a long while.
Yeah. And then it was great to finally start doing it, you know, to actually get paid to do it.
What's your greatest accomplishment out of all the beers that you've brewed? Which is the one that you say, holy shit, everybody likes? This one that I'm drinking? Because this thing is, I'll tell you right now,
I think
I'm
it's
ready
smart
to walk
say
through
the
a
one he's
fucking
drinking.
wall.
Yeah.
What?
I said I think it's smart to be like, oh yeah, the one you're drinking. It's the best one.
No, seriously. I know all of them are great, but is there just one that you say, wow, I really did a good job with it?
I mean, it's whatever I'm drinking at the time. I really like our light lager, which I don't know if you got a chance to try yet.
I don't know. I have a stout.
We got a couple for
and,
you.
Yeah, I'm
have a
not
stout.
lined up enough.
Right now he's got a stout.
I need a threesome.
You got to finish something before
No, I
you
like
get a next one.
threesomes. I like to touch everybody
Oh,
once.
geez.
You know what I mean?
You know about the S&M dens
Yeah,
and threesomes.
I'm telling you.
So creepy.
It's, I know it is creepy when
Well, you
there's
gotta
men
sit
in
next
here.
to 'em.
Yeah, it's very creepy with men in here. You know what? You're right. I'm sorry, Pete. It's your
That's
show.
right.
It's your show.
All right, so what's this beer that we have in front
Yeah,
of us?
we
Will?
so we just
we
cracked
can
a brand
move
new
on,
one.
we can move on to some of the IPAs now.
Nice.
That we've done all the other
Smells
beers.
amazing.
Oh.
This is
So here we up on my alley.
Yeah.
this is our Galactic Daydreams. This is a New England IPA, hazy IPA. This is the single one at only 6.5% alcohol.
It's this one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Wrong one.
Right now, okay, so you're drinking our Dockyard Lager.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
What's this?
Lawnmower
It's got
beer.
wait.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
got,
it is.
It's got
It's
like
lawnmower
it's got like
beer.
an aftertaste. Can you and I'm being serious. What's the aftertaste?
There's a little more hop in there than you're used to.
This
with
is fucking
that
good.
kind of beer.
Light
I got
corn.
friends.
Light
He didn't
corn
mean that
taste.
as a bad thing.
Yeah.
He meant that like I feel something there. It's different than what he's had before. I'm a Graz translator.
Okay.
Yeah, please,
you
guys.
speak Graz.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Graz
Right,
is
absolutely.
I have no idea sometimes, but I just say it's good, and it's,
That's why we like him because he's so like new to the
raw.
scene.
I'm so raw.
That's true. That what you try out on him, you're gonna get honest opinions right
it's
from him.
non-biased. That's the
And
best
to be
way to do it.
perfectly honest with you, I tried to buy you beer just now. I went to ShopRite. I tried to do the right thing. I went to ShopRite, whatever it is, on the way.
Yeah.
So I was getting the peanuts, and the peanuts was right next to the beer. So I looking around for the beer. I was going to call you and get you on the air and go, hey, Dum-Dums, where the fuck is your beer? I can't buy it. So
81D Fort Salonga Road.
There you go.
Oh, all right.
Fair enough.
But I was being honest. I was like, I was trying to buy you beer, so.
But
I appreciate that. That's awesome.
And backhanded, what you've done is promoted them and had the ShopRite realize that there's beer that they're missing out on.
I did
and sell.
ask the guy. I said, "Do you have Harbor Head?" He looked at me. I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Typical response.
Yeah, I don't know.
Standard.
Toilet paper in aisle 5.
So let's talk more about the Galactic Daydreams that you were.
Yeah, so this
and
is
where
one of
where
our...
can I get like an aromatherapy candle of this?
Right? I wish I could get that at home.
Dude, oh my God.
Yeah, this is
we're in the wrong
fantastic
market,
smelling.
Will.
Wow.
A lot of
that stuff is
tropical.
good.
Tropical
You
fruit.
do the IPA?
Yes, the one that's a little fuzzy,
cloudy.
right?
Yeah, fuzzy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm becoming fuzzy.
That's what
Phil
everyone's...
and Frankie
Frankie
Lou.
hazy beer.
Frankie Valley?
Will and Frankie Valley.
The Frankie Valley. Thank you.
Louis Scott.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think we should call them fuzzy IPAs now.
Let's start our new type.
Here's a new
That's it.
category.
New category, fuzzy IPAs.
I like it.
Then you'd be the only one
Super specific to Long Island.
competing in that category. It'd be unbelievable.
PD
Like,
is in
who-
smoky. No. PD is in the radio.
Yes.
The podcast. Yeah, you'll be fine. just drink it. You'll be all right.
This is unbelievable. Tell us a little bit about this. We have Galactic Dreams.
Yeah, I could have a bunch.
Galactic Daydreams.
Daydreams. Good. So tell us a little bit about how you put this all together.
So this beer is fun. It is partially our normal base malt, partially a little fancier English base malt, which gives it a little more sort of sweeter flavor. There's some wheat in there.
Yeah, I can feel the sweetness.
There's
It's
some
good. I
weed
like
in
that.
there? Did you say
No,
a
no,
wheat?
wait, not weed.
Oh, I'm sorry, I heard weed.
You would have tasted that.
Oh, Really?
You would have felt that.
I have a.
We're in New York, not
Will
Colorado.
go back to what you were saying, but I have another question. I'd like to answer it when you're done, please.
And then we have some different hops that really is. I mean, it's all about the hops in this beer.
Yeah.
And we have a mix of different things, but we also a lot of the note comes from a Galaxy dry hop, and that's where we're getting a lot of that tropical fruit from.
Nice. Yeah, it has a tropical feel to it, which is nice.
Now, when weed becomes legal in New York State, will you create a cannabis beer?
I mean, if they let us, I think that would be a fun thing to try.
Yeah.
You know, never know.
Everyone's going
You almost,
to be doing
you
that.
almost have to at that point.
There's going to be an IPA for cannabis, right?
That's going to be the new IPA is cannibal, beers with cannabis in them.
Or
Not
CBD,
cannibals.
CBD.
Not cannibals.
Not cannibals.
No.
Yeah. Although I
Very- very
do
clear
like
distinction.
cannibal-based beers. Nothing better than a little rat blood.
But now, Pete, I'm going
they
to ask
drink
you.
you first.
Pete, I have a question. So now, if they're all going to go cannabis, what's going to be really the difference? They're all going to be.
There's
flavor profile, I
No,
would
there's
say.
a brewery in Colorado that's doing
Yes.
cannabis-based beers, and basically they have different quantities of THC in them. So similar to you'd have a beer that has 5% alcohol, 7% alcohol, 9% alcohol. They have that same thing. Same with quantities of THC. So
Yeah, you're gonna have the alcohol plus
get
now
more
the
and
THC
more
level.
stone.
I'd actually, I believe I'd heard that Blue Moon was also trying their hand in that.
Kevin McReynolds.
I'd have to get Kevin McGregor.
No, Kevin McReynolds.
McGregor.
No, yeah, McGregor.
Yeah.
McGregor.
Kind of like
I
the
do
Irish
like Colin
fighter, but
McGregor.
not, you know.
McGregor, can
Yeah.
you have to get a license to make cannabis beer?
That I believe so. As it does become legal, I think that's probably going to be added
Another
on.
one? Jesus
Kind of like the farm license.
It's like
it might be another add-on.
It's like an ever-lending. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Is this a different one or is this an?
I was going to
No,
go
it's
for
not.
Guardians of the
This is
Galaxy.
Holy shit! Hold on, I didn't even know. I thought they were all open, and
We're
I'm
gonna be
like,
doing a shake
we finally figured
Sonora.
out.
We're gonna be dancing and they
You
shake,
got a whole
shake,
flight in
shake
front of you.
Sonora, shake it all the time.
All right, we're not gonna do
Beetlejuice was on
no,
last
yeah,
night.
we're not doing any of that.
That's why. Me too. I watched it too.
What is that? Mambo number 5?
Yeah, Beetlejuice. Can you play that, please? At one point, we're gonna be going down the hallway.
I don't even know what fucking song that is.
Beetlejuice.
That's not the name of the song,
So
though, is it?
try the Beetlejuice films.
I'll do
Come
that.
on, man. You're a genius.
I got this. You ready? Watch how I work this.
Go ahead.
So we just cracked open a new beer.
Yeah.
Will and Dave just has something special for me.
Kevin McReynolds.
I'm gonna be Kevin McGregor.
Kevin McGregor.
Kevin
I want to go.
McGregor.
I have to go back to New England because I got my taste, but I need a lot more of that. But I want to start with just going through this for a second. So this is the upgrade in regards to alcohol content. This is the no poco. So that's the one you warned us at the beginning of how crazy it's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this because this is for the moment you mentioned it, I'm interested. I want to find out a little bit about that.
So this
Tell me
is,
about this.
Can we get some background music while we're
I'm
playing this?
working on it.
It's called Jump in Line.
Jump in the line.
Yeah.
Thank you.
want background music?
From our
This or-
producer Pete, the greatest radio personality
I
ever,
had to ask the question.
dealing with the fucking boar who won the award. You win the award. The boar.
Whoa.
Pete.
Getting aggressive. You know,
It's
put
the
some
word
Enya
with
on
Mike-
for him.
And it's the
Bring it
word.
down.
It's the word with the boar and Pete.
No, it's not true.
You're not boring. I'm playing with
Sorry,
you,
Will.
God. Sorry,
No
Will.
worries.
I come here for the abuse, not for the drinking.
Well, to be honest,
come here
Will
for
and Louis, I gotta tell you, he's
Louis Armstrong?
He's
We're going with that one?
Armstrong. Louis, he's. Hold on.
There you go.
Here we go. After I'm done with these four, we're gonna be, the
Now that
boss
we-
is gonna be looking at the fucking camera. Why are they doing a
give a
mumba
shit.
down the? Why are they in the little room?
I had to ask the question to get Will do it, and as Will answers it, we will listen to Jump in the Line,
Go ahead.
and we'll
Sorry.
get back to it. So go ahead, Will.
Fair.
Yeah, so this is our double New England IPA. This is one of our core beers. We've been playing around with the New England IPAs, changing things up every time, but this is a beer that's locked in how it is.
What do you guys keep
Hoppier
sniffing?
than the,
Why are you
the
sniffing?
Galaxy.
Because you got to smell
Yeah,
it.
this one's a
It's like
little.
fucking wine?
This is a double dry hop beer.
Yes.
Oh, you can smell the fruit. Hold
Yes, exactly, and
That's why
that's
they're
what
smelling it.
adds
on.
to
I
the
didn't know.
flavor
I
profile.
asked. Did you hear what I asked?
know,
You were too
amateur
busy.
again.
All right, I got a 7.6 and a.
So this is what I would consider a juice bomb,
talking
correct?
about
Yeah,
beer, not
this
racing
is
horses.
super juicy. It's got a few different hops in them. One of the key hops is El Dorado.
Ah, yes, El Dorado used
Another one I
quite
haven't
often. No, we've
Yeah?
had, absolutely. You know who uses it primarily? Ballast Point. Ballast Point uses the El Dorado a
I don't think
lot.
I've ever had anything from Ballast Point.
No?
No.
No Sculpin?
Nope.
No?
Really?
No El Dorado?
You've never had Sculpin?
Hold on,
Notice
hold on.
I
Me
did
and
not
Pete,
like
me and
IPAs
Pete want to
before,
dance this.
and
Put this
now
loud.
I've
I'll put it louder
introduced
in a
the-
Fair.
you know.
I want to hear from Will.
And we're excited. We've canned this before. We're gonna be canning it again mid-November. So
And you're
it'll
gonna do
be
16 ounce
available.
4 packs?
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get a Christmas? Can I give them to my clients, Will?
Yeah, it'll be a great Christmas present.
You know, Will, you and I got to talk. We're friends. You and I got to. What do you shut my mic off?
I didn't shut your mic off. What are you talking about?
Because I couldn't hear me.
No, you could hear yourself fine.
Craig, you all right?
No, doing great.
So for this, what was the beer that you guys packaged with the flags on it? Was this that?
That was Napoco.
That was that.
Yep.
I was sure. All right, I wasn't 100% sure, and that's why I asked the question. So that's the one that really sold out. It did really well. That was one that was traded. Just so you guys know, we follow a lot of the trading that goes on online, on Instagram and all that. And this was one of the ones that went out there nationally.
Really?
Yes,
That's awesome.
Well,
Yes.
we're going to be having more, so it's
8%.
exciting.
Yeah, that's the
I
one.
just saw that on the can.
That's where honestly
It's like
where
8.3.
national recognition
People
starts.
4.
If in fact you have a beer that's that good that can really sell and go out there and hit the national market and people are like, oh shit, that's the shit.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You just need one. You don't need a many.
that's it.
This is delicious. This is a juice bomb. I'm an IPA fan. I'm a big IPA fan.
I gotta say, I prefer the ever so slightly the Galactic Daydream.
Yeah?
I think is
It's
And
fantastic.
I'm not saying
I
by no
that's
means not.
tough
And
call, but-
by the way, I asked for more, and William obliged.
Oh no, I got the Galactic Daydream.
But I'm now having this and going fucking A.
Yeah, this is a much bigger beer. It's a lot fuller. It's that real, double New England. They're kind of.
I think you're in the top 3 for the awards of my favorite brewers so far in 2018.
With the amount of variation that they've
Dave,
provided.
Dave and Will from Harbor Head with Second Tog. I like Ken. I want my hoodie.
No Second Tog.
No Second Tog. All right. So we're gonna
We're
go.
beyond that, brother.
All right. So we're gonna go Harbor Head.
Yes.
We're gonna say Dan
Harbor
Moss
Head
from
and then
Fire
Harbor Head.
Island.
Barrage.
And Barrage.
Yes.
All right. And we'll say Second Tog. Well, no, he really no. Second Tog's got to come up big because he's not gonna.
Let's stop with the Second Tog. I know I have the shirt on, and I get
I'm
it.
annoyed about it.
You got to
upset
stop.
about
You
the
got to stop
sweatshirt.
with the Second Tog.
I like the Second Tog.
I know you are.
All right. So what's the problem?
All right, we're done with this fucking get in the line bullshit.
I enjoyed that.
I know you did.
I didn't get to hear it at all.
Oh,
you really got it.
So yes, our Napoco is definitely a lot more of a
And that's all you get.
mainstay.
Yes.
That's gonna be like a pretty solid staple.
That has to stay there.
Everybody, it's like you
That's-
said. If it made it out nationally trading,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yes.
I didn't even read about that. I'm on a couple
yeah,
different
no, there's
groups.
another
I
beer.
can't
Grass.
keep up.
You
I
gotta drink
can't-
faster.
I can't keep up. I got 5 beers in front of me. I mean,
You
like,
have to
something
get on
wrong
our
if
level.
there's-
That's where we're at. We're moving fast.
Come on, this is not a level. This is like a fucking conveyor belt line. Holy shit!
You feel like I Love Lucy with the chocolates.
The chocolates are past me right now. I can't even get a fucking.
You got to stuff them in your bra.
Holy crap! I'm gonna stuff them in my pants.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Holy crap!
Oh, beautiful. All right, so let's go back to really quick the no.
Yeah, Napoco. Yep.
No Poco.
So that's
Yes, I
really
gotta-
one of our core beers.
Yes.
We're also starting to distribute some of that, so you might
As
see
you
it
should,
in-
and I've seen it.
into bars out.
I've seen it
there.
somewhere. I've seen it other than just the brewery. I don't know if someone's picking it up and do you have a can minimum or a maximum that you can take out? Can you do a case at a time?
We weren't doing any minimum.
Because I can see that
or maximum.
Napoco being
sorrow.
something where people are like, I want a case of that and get the fuck out of here, and then they're trading. And
Yeah.
We
like people
won't-
instill minimums because.
I don't think we're gonna have a problem. I mean, unless it becomes a problem, we're not gonna, say, oh, you can't get more than a case or whatever. If someone comes in and wants to buy 10 cases, we might be like, well,
Truthfully,
I don't
we
know.
we don't
Pump the
wanna-
brakes, guy.
We don't want to cut the customer short. If they
No, I
like the
agree.
product, obviously we want to get
Yeah.
it out to the people.
That's one of the ones you had enough of it that you could supply. I
Yeah.
saw pictures everywhere.
That's
I'll be honest.
awesome.
Not
That's
just
news to
on
us,
yours,
and
but
that makes us-
everywhere.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I'm an Instagram whore.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And
I am too, but I don't look at it that much. I just
No,
every once in a while. He's
I'm
over.
on it every
Yeah.
hour. In
Well,
a
I've
sense.
seen it. You're
Just to
constantly
keep.
checking and things like that.
Who controls the Instagram for you two?
Oh, it's actually it's led by Jen.
No, we don't like
She's
it.
our
No,
she's our
okay.
marketing lead.
So yeah, all right. So you
and-
hire somebody to be a marketing.
She's our marketing lead,
right.
and I'm kind of following up. I do like the stories and things like that. I'll comment back here and there, but she's making the big push on making the posts and things like that.
And you all have access to the same. Like Pete and I share our Instagram account.
Yeah.
So we can post and do what we want. So same
Yeah.
thing with you guys, right?
Generally, yeah. Or if anything, if I'm not there and Will's like, hey, throw this up on the story,
right?
Rather than making a whole new post about it because algorithms and nonsense and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
we'll put it up to the story because
Yeah.
the story is always constantly going to be at the top of the screen.
Correct.
No
I
matter
have
what.
no idea how that works.
Well, that's why we've been doing.
science and algorithms. Yeah.
Did you
That's
just
true.
do a festival
Yeah, we did.
at a sports complex?
It was the Festivus for the rest of us.
How did
Yes,
that,
nice.
How did
Love
that
the
go?
Seinfeld
How did that
reference.
go?
It actually went very well. We took home first place for our pumpkin.
Really?
Yeah, we got a sweet little soccer trophy. It was awesome. There were
leftover soccer trophy.
There was
from the sports complex.
It had
How many
pumpkin on
breweries
top.
were there?
There were 28 breweries.
Yeah, there was a
total.
lot.
Was it packed?
It was packed.
Yeah. That
Easily,
one was a
easily
big one.
500 plus people.
Seriously?
Seriously.
And how many people are going to next week when you guys take over Nassau Coliseum? GovsRadio.com.
Right. Thank you.
November 10th.
that's a nice plug.
The Wort with Mike and Pete taped, but they'll be on probably the 11th.
Live
correct?
to tape.
Ticket sales are up around 6,000 people.
I haven't gotten
It's a
tickets. I don't think I
It
can
is.
go.
It is 2 sessions.
Yes.
So you're talking about like three and change a piece.
Will, we for the first time, we did this. We started this 2.5 years ago. Me and Michael, after John Mulrooney was out of here, and everybody knows the whole story.
Yeah.
He had it.
Look at
He
John
had-
Mulrooney.
He had it, and then Michael and I took it over and everything else. This is the first time that we're doing. Well, they had done something at Crowlers, but something like a venue like the Nassau Coliseum. They're going to have a booth.
A big exposure.
A
That's
big
what we're looking for.
exposure
That's
for
awesome.
all of
That's
us,
awesome.
and I'm very excited about
So if
it.
you guys are going to be there, we'd love
We'll-
to have
we'll
you in
come
for a few
by.
minutes.
Yeah. Oh, we would love
Definitely.
Yeah, stop by.
You got
And
you
sit-
got giveaways, right?
We do. We have tickets from Govs Radio. We have potential. We're working on the details from My Bomber Jackets and from Copaig's Fine Fair. So we're going to
Since
do
I'm
some
not
giveaways.
there, and
Thomas
I want,
will be there.
Yay.
I know.
Okay, since I'm not there, and I want you to mention me, do you
Yes.
want me to give something away? I would like to give something.
No.
away.
You don't. I got you. I got you covered.
I want to hear my. I want to hear my name. Listen.
Yes.
When he
As
created
part of the Govs Radio
Will's looking
family.
at me. Will, when he created this show, the night he was creating the show, I go, "Oh, I can't wait! I'll be on all the time." You and I. He goes, "I'm going to get another host." I'm like, "You bastard!" And then he got Pete.
Cut you out.
And I was no, he didn't cut me out. He says, "Come in anytime." And I got to tell you something.
Open door.
These two, phenomenal together. I'm so happy where we're
Truthfully,
at
I'm
right now.
having a grand old time with this.
Oh,
This is awesome.
we're easy.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's
And we're on a national platform at this point,
with
and
the
talking
fucking
about
with the hopped up network.
Govs.
and-
All right, don't do it. Listen, those guys are great.
Yeah, but
Ian
the hopped
and-
up network, I want them to have a beer show with a limo. And all
Yeah.
I says, I'll put a beer in a limo. I'll buy every week. I'll buy a Harbor Head. Put it in my beer. I'm a beer show.
That's what I like to hear.
A Harbor Head.
Yeah,
I'm going to just buy one.
Pete,
Just
what's
single
the- one
solitary
head?
Harbor
Pete,
Head.
every show that I do,
One Harbor
I'll
Head,
buy an
please.
IPA. We'll buy
I'm so confused right now.
because it's a beer. Because you have to be a beer show to get on the hopped up network. So I'll
You
buy
do,
a beer,
yes.
put it in a limo. I am now
While you're driving?
Limo, no.
No.
Seems very
No, in the back. Limo talk with beer in the back for the customers. So if I buy a beer every time, there's a beer on there. So it's limo talk. It's a beer show.
That's right.
Can
It's
I
true.
be in the limo having the beer?
Yes, you can.
Because
but-
now I'm on board.
We've done it.
You gotta pop out from under the seats, though.
We
Yes.
took the bang bus. We took the bang
We
bus
took the
out.
Bang Bus into New York City, and we did a comedy night variety special.
For our
part of
buddy Hector.
Yeah, for our buddy Hector, who also
Louise.
what's the name of the
HectorLouise.com.
No. What's
Laughing,
the
We also see
Laughing
when I'm
Matters.
shopping for
Laughing
groceries.
Matters?
Laughing Matters.
Yes. Who we don't have any sort of recollection or proof that we were ever there.
Yes, we do. We have pictures.
I guess so. So yeah, we do have.
And we're
pictures.
going to be
Yes.
there.
It's right
there
there,
it is.
actually.
There's the picture right
There's
there.
the picture right there of us.
We made Govs Radio. We made the Hall of Fame up
Which
there.
one? The spaceman with the acoustic
No,
guitar?
you see the guy with the
The
guy with the puppet.
The guy in the bottom left.
See the guy with the hand with his puppet up the ass, or whatever, hand up the puppet's ass,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is. That's me.
Oh, okay.
And
Because of
wait,
course
the,
it is.
the puppet or you?
Yeah.
It's,
Either no.
if you
Yes.
see Mike, if you look at Mike's face, Mike's grabbing me in very bad ways.
Again, I look like a T-Rex if you look at it
Yeah,
really quick. I'm like, "Grr."
I don't know what
not
I'm
good.
doing. Take the picture.
So I think B-Mail goosed me there for a minute, and I just went. There's a reaction. That's fine.
Wait,
So I think
All right,
it's a
so
beer
hold
show.
on. There's another beer in front of me.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. I got to finish the
So
Nopoko.
this is a good beer to pair with our New England here. This is our new Brute IPA.
Oh, this is the Brute.
So
Oh, I'm excited about this.
New
Hold on.
style
I wanna hear about
of,
Like Brute, the aftershave cologne.
No,
No.
not at all like that.
No.
like
A Brute like a champagne.
Brute like a
Yes.
champagne.
I'm
It's
sorry.
dry.
I wasn't bad mouthing it.
No,
I was just
I know,
saying,
but
I only
Brute
know
like the
Brute is
squad.
putting it on my arms.
Can you finish it?
Brute like
finish
the
that.
guy
I'm
that
almost
stabbed
done.
Julius Caesar.
Well, he's drinking. Please
Yes.
explain
So
this beer.
as far as I understand, Brute IPAs, new type of IPA out of California. They're similar to New England IPAs in that they're low bitterness and more sort of flavor aroma forward.
Agreed.
Yeah. But unlike New England IPAs, they're bone dry and they don't have the haze.
Now, do you when you create a Brute, are you using traditional grapes? Is that what's going
No,
on?
there's no grapes in there, as far as I understand. They're all barley.
Oh,
all
wow,
barley,
that is
right?
very dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
then
no residual sugar in this beer.
Right, exactly. So I was going to say, there's no sweetness left on the palate when you
But
drink
it's
this.
also, like, look how clear.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if I'm
is
like
phenomenally
7
clear.
plastic cups into it, so for those of you who are on YouTube,
golden
there
in
it is.
color.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm just drinking it. I'm not looking at it.
No. Oh yeah.
You know what?
Different.
Right?
You guys
different.
I have to say everything that I have had
This
from
still,
you guys.
this still qualifies as an IPA.
Because there's a hop bitterness to it, I would say.
There's a little bitterness. It's not super bitter.
No, it's not.
I like that
overbitter.
Harbor Head shirt.
That's right. That's right.
I like
Yeah,
the
look,
Harbor
I
Head
got- oh,
shirt.
there we
It is
go.
good.
Can I get
There
one?
we
Can
go.
I buy a Harbor Head shirt?
We do
Spins
have
it
some.
off.
We do have some at the brewery.
Double
Yes.
XL.
We should.
I got
yeah.
big boobs.
All right,
All right.
fair.
You get man tits. I apologize.
I got man tits.
Let's get.
too many
Can we get
IPAs,
through the
guys.
beer?
What did I say? All I asked is if I could get a
I know,
fucking
but
shirt.
Again, the Tasmanian Devil comes in and whirlwinds the interview
I
over.
have not done anything. You've drank 7 fucking beers. It's been
8.
a lineup going.
Right?
8.
Yeah.
It is.
8.
It is a Mambo number 9.
Look, I'm down to 2 more left. I'm stuttering.
You're doing
What's
great.
the problem?
You're doing great.
Will,
You're doing
you're the
wonderful.
Will, I'm telling you, Will and Frankie over here, you guys are the best.
Frankie, Johnny, Seamus.
So tell us a little bit
Pick a
about
name.
what goes into this brewing process, because to me,
So-
that feels like almost like a saison mixed with an IPA. So is
Yeah.
that-
So one of the things that really makes it unique is we're using extra enzyme in the fermenter to.
Now, what does that mean?
So
Explain that, because that's something I haven't heard yet.
Science.
A brewer
a bunch
science.
Of, like a bunch of guys
And
in
energy.
lab coats somewhere
Yeah.
are taking this enzyme. It's similar to what happens in the mash on its own.
Okay.
It's very similar enzyme. They're taking this, they're packaging it, and we're adding it to the fermenter while the beer's fermenting.
So you're almost jump stepping a process.
Exactly, and
Okay.
that's taking. We're trying to make as dry a beer as possible.
Okay.
And then we're adding this enzyme to really push it over the edge there,
Huh.
to make it so that there's no sugar left whatsoever. So there's no body. There's no.
So your
nothing
yeast has basically consumed all of the sugar. Done.
Yeah.
Nothing left.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it dry.
And that's where you get the extreme dryness from.
It's like a diabetic.
Almost.
It's like a diabetic.
Let me ask you a
all the
question. So
sugar.
does that require a little extra time in the brewing process?
It does. I mean, but it just adds like another day or two. It's
Oh, it's not so
it's
bad.
nothing
Yeah.
substantial.
So really, like, there's like this gray area where if you pulled it out a day before, you'd have a different beer.
Yeah, if we didn't do that, we would have a beer more like a conventional IPA, like West Coast IPA, that really was lacking the bitterness that you associate there, because this is not a bitter beer. Almost all the hops. There's very little. I'm trying to remember if there's anything before the Whirlpool, as far as hops.
It's very different.
What I
like,
kind of
I can't get a handle on it.
yeah, it almost makes you want to drink more of it.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
like I gotta figure this out.
Going back to Omega again.
Yeah.
Like so, their quad. I forget what the name of it is. Three Philosophers.
Yeah.
It says like a beer meant for quiet contemplation.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about it. Like, 'cause I.
But
you
this is
drink
nowhere as
more of it.
bitter.
No,
It's just
not even
nice.
close.
It's
Not even close.
obviously a
Yeah.
completely different beer, but it's something like I need to have like 2 or 3 to figure out like
Yeah.
what the fuck am I drinking?
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to.
Wow, it's a sneaky beer. You guys have figured it out.
I wanted to brew something for people who really like New England IPAs
Mm-hmm.
and that style of beer, but that's different.
What would you eat with this?
Oh.
Ooh,
that's
food
a good
pairing.
question.
Pete's the food
You guys are
expert.
fucking boring me with everything else. I want to know what I can eat with this thing. Sorry.
Because me and Graz are the fat guys. in the
Peanuts.
studio.
You can have peanuts with it.
I know, seriously. If I want to have, if I'm sitting down for dinner and I want to enjoy myself with a Harbor Head diabetic
Brute
what is it?
IPA.
Brute
I would
IPA.
probably say a
Seafood
fish
or-
or a chicken.
Yeah, seafood.
A fish or a chicken.
Fish or chicken, I think
So
would
can
actually
have
pair
so
really
I can
well
have
with
I
this.
can have a nice lobster.
Yeah,
with
that'd be
butter
good.
sauce.
I think what would be really
And a
nice
Harbor
is
Head.
like a bowl of mussels.
Maybe a Harbor Head hoodie. If
Yes.
possible. Maybe a Harbor Head hoodie if they
Bingo.
throw me something on the fucking cuff here.
Jesus Christ with the fucking hoodies.
Yeah. Enough with the
Awesome.
hoodies.
I think
I think
you're onto
that would
something
really
there, Will.
that would
Yeah.
really hit the spot there.
I agree.
Yeah.
That dryness compared with the
Very different.
like you said, lobster with a butter sauce.
Now, what about
Yeah.
that stout? What would you drink with that? What would you eat? What would you eat with that
Ooh.
stout?
All the things.
Baby back ribs.
I would
That'd be
say
good.
barbecue.
Something smoky, I think, would actually pair really well
Yeah.
with that. I think so you got that chocolatey kind of taste. I think would work really well with like a nice I smoked a brisket for 12 hours kind of thing. I think that nice.
Can we do that at your place? Can we smoke a brisket and then have third
smoke a brisket?
Can we smoke a brisket?
One of the owners has
got
a
me a double
restaurant.
XL because I got man tits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he have a? There's an Italian restaurant. What's the restaurant that's there?
It's the Whale's Tail.
Oh, it is Whale's Tail. Okay,
Yeah,
all
so they
right.
do a lot of tacos.
Pete, thank
So
God
it's
you laugh
American
at my
fare
jokes.
and-
Pete.
Yeah,
Thank God.
exactly.
All right,
So we do
American
food.
fusion.
You can order food
Yeah.
Over in our tap room from there.
Oh, and you can
Yes,
get it pulled right
absolutely.
across. Oh, that's awesome.
Burgers, tacos, flatbreads, wings.
Right.
All that
Who's
stuff.
where?
Tacos.
On site? On site?
Yeah.
Like a
sort
food
of,
a food truck?
No,
No,
it's
no,
a
no.
restaurant next door.
Yeah.
What's the name of the restaurant?
That's
Whale's Tail.
something
Tail.
that sets you guys apart.
Whale's Tail.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now is Whale's Tail's a restaurant bar or a bar or a
It's
just
a
a
restaurant. It's a restaurant with a bar.
So
yeah.
with
Are
a
we
bar
friends
in it.
with them?
Yes.
All right, so
The owners
here's,
is-
so
the owners
here's
are
what
the
I'm
same
going to
people.
do.
Same owner.
See, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my family to Whale's Tail, get
There
the
you
kids'
go.
meal.
Yes.
I got 3 kids. And
Yep.
have a couple of drinks. Then I'm going to mosey on over. Oh, Melissa, it's Harbor Head. Look at this. They were on air with me, Phil and Frankie, and it was great.
It's a good idea. Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday too.
Hey.
Hey. I might take off tomorrow for Taco Tuesday at Harbor Head.
Have our
Harbor
tacos.
Head.
You know what?
What's the address? Go ahead. Come on.
81D
Come on, Lou.
West Fort Salonga Road, North
What is it?
Fort.
What is it?
81D.
81D.
West Fort Salonga Road.
West Fort Salonga Road.
So D designates the fact that you're.
The
For
suite.
you, it would
Yeah.
be
I think
douche.
that's where you-
For you, it would be douche.
No, it would not be
Yeah.
douche. What
Yes.
are you talking about?
The D for douche.
Yeah.
You really, there was like a lob softball there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I didn't
That
say.
was-
Thank
swing and a miss, yeah.
Thank you,
Put that on
Pete.
yourself.
Pete's getting really good at this. He can
is.
tell when it's just.
He understands what's going on.
After 10 months, he's like, just throw him up. Let him
I'll
hit
pick it up when you throw it down. I got it. I get it.
So second. So now.
Don't
I
start.
didn't.
Don't start.
I didn't. Oh my God.
I'm gonna turn my shirt inside out.
What time? What time do you guys open? What time do you guys close on? Like a
Yeah, what are the tasting
Like
room
you
hours?
guys
Well,
are
actually,
open.
That works out really well. We were actually talking about this. Currently for the next
you want
week
a
or two.
sriracha pea?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks. I'm driving. I know my limit.
All right.
So our tasting room right now is open for the next 2 weeks or so. It's gonna be Tuesdays, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Moving forward, and I think after
Why Tuesday? Out of nowhere.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yes,
It
it
is
is
very
it is
odd.
a-
Yo,
yes.
do not lose that. Do not lose that night. That's
Yeah.
something that's. If people don't know about, they'll go, "Hey, we're going to Northport. We're going to Taco Tuesday at Harbor Head."
Which is actually Taco Tuesday is a very popular day for Whale's Tail. During the summertime, it's mobbed.
That's the
It
only
is
time I know my
mobbed.
kids to fucking eat dinner.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Taco
So, but
True story.
And it's ranging anywhere from chicken to seafood to steak. They got phenomenal tacos.
Dave, I got the name right. You got to have
Wasabi
it. All right.
peas?
These are
Yeah, everyone loves
dude,
the
they're
wasabi
so good.
pea.
The garlic.
I'll
and
take-
oh my God.
Oh.
What would be? All right. What?
Oh, that's good.
Wait a minute, Will.
I'm still
Will,
hung up on this
taste
fruit.
one and tell me out of all the beers, which one's gonna
Pair well with
pair
wasabi
well with
peas. I like
sriracha
that.
peas with garlic.
I don't know what I think of this.
With the
So
wasabi
many
peas?
choices?
No, the brute. I'm so confused.
Oh, really?
It's super different.
Yeah,
I would
it
say the
is. I
Dockyard
like
would
that.
work really well with that.
Will, what Will?
I think the Dockyard would work well.
Can
with
I have
these.
one of that, please?
Ooh.
Can I have that one? My sriracha.
We have Dockyard left
Give my
on it?
peas back, please.
We're running low,
Running
so we're gonna
low?
have to.
All right,
No, that's plenty.
Oh, we got
Okay, fair
plenty.
enough.
Don't you worry.
Listen, here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna do this.
You're taking a break.
I have to pee.
He has to pee
Oh,
again.
please. So what? So
You
what?
and your fucking 5-year-old bladder.
I know.
Pete is a very renowned radio guy. For
Here's the
10
deal.
months, he's
My
experienced.
my
he can
bladder,
handle the show.
my bladder knows exactly how to space this out. So here's how we're gonna do it. It's 10:15.
Here we go. I
All
got to
right.
leave in 18 minutes.
I know you do. So that's why we're gonna do this. We're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
We're gonna come right back. Within 5 minutes.
Please.
Very fast.
I mean, I got to pee.
We're gonna wrap
After
up
you
with
tinkle all over your
with
pants.
Graz. We're gonna wrap up with our friends,
Get rid of
Yep.
me.
and we're gonna call it a night because in the end, at 11
not ready.
o'clock, I'm not ready to go to bed yet, and I still need at least an hour to wind down.
Because
You don't like the
it doesn't even
wasabi
matter.
peas. Right,
not
exactly.
like the
Yeah,
wasabi.
That's
yeah.
right.
So we're going to take a quick break, and literally, it's the only thing because I have to pee, and I'm sure many of you have to, and we're just holding it because my legs are doing the pee-pee dance underneath
These
the table.
chili garlic coated green peas are outstanding.
No, they're fucking terrible.
No, they're not. They go great.
So
with,
we'll
what is
go
that?
go on break. We'll talk. We'll talk store hours. We'll
Yes.
talk.
and then we're
it's
gonna bring it home.
the movement that we're pushing.
Yes.
It'll be good.
See, you got it.
Well, I got you.
All
I'm
right.
I think
picking
you
up
need
what
your
you're
own.
putting
I
down.
think you need your own show.
This
I
is
have
the
my own
word.
show.
He has his own show.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
It's
no
called-
way.
Yeah, you'll find out when you get back.
There we go. On
Oh,
break.
commercial
This is
break.
where Mike and
There's a
Pete
tease.
One
will
back.
be. Wait.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. I wish we had sponsors. We have.
We do.
Nope, that's not it.
No, Saki Computers.
They're looking for him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
if anyone's
no.
The Library
interested.
Cafe.
Buying
It's
some
the word with
time
Mike
here.
and Pete. We are live on GubsRadio.com. We're also streaming live on our YouTube page. It's I took you off. We'll be right back after this.
This is Ghost Radio, and you're getting drunk with Mike and Pete on the Wort.
Hey, moron, it's pronounced the Wort.
What the hell is a wort?
It's pronounced the Wort.
What is it? The wort? Yeah, okay, I'll do that again. This is the Wort on Govs Radio.
It is the Wort. Not warts, not forts, not short. The Wort.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what that means. When do you guys start drinking?
Who says we haven't been drinking?
Where's mine? If I say it correctly this time, can I have a drink?
We'll think about it.
You're listening to the Wort on Govs Radio.
Hey, it's the Word with Mike and Pete, GovsRadio.com.
I know.
Holy shit.
Isn't this the only song they have?
Yeah.
Might as well be, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, Dave, on my show on Thursday nights, I give you a potpourri of songs.
A potpourri, so a bad smelling bag of grandma?
Yes.
That's what
Sounds like grandma's asshole.
Yes, because I am no longer coming into this show after I found out that these two fucking penises sold their soul to go on a brew bus.
I have been Penis and the Penis Show,
it's
right?
a fucking Wort with Mike and with Pete and the Penis.
Listen,
here's the deal.
I've been working for months.
I want 8 minutes. No, I don't fucking want to hear it. I am giving this show 10 months of laughter every fucking time.
Hold on, you're spilling the beer.
Yeah. I am taking care of everybody. Your wife has turned to you and said, I am the best guest ever. And you goes fucking sleep with the brew bus? Are you out of your mind?
Brad seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he sure does.
Shut up,
He's a wonderful
Shut
person.
up, Pete. I don't want to hear it.
Thanks, guys, for liking our photo. I appreciate it.
Fuck you, Greg. Can't stand you either. Will, you and I, we're going all the way. We're doing something. We're going to do a similar. We're going to do our own beer.
We
don't need this show.
It's going to be called the Chocolate Grats, just so you guys know.
That's right. I'm getting 500 fucking cans, and we're selling for $1,000 each.
All right, now take it back a notch.
I want to hear what
Turn it down from 15 back to 11.
Relax there, Elon Musk. Pull it back.
Relax.
Is there a samurai sword in the room I don't know about?
I got to ask you what.
Holy shit. All right, listen. This is the Word with Mike at PeteGovsRadio.com. We are still streaming live on YouTube. I don't think anyone's fucking caring, but eventually they will. We are on the Hopped Up Network. We're on the Laughable app. We're on iTunes. Everything will be posted tomorrow. Tomorrow, everything will be up. I know. Because
Did they give you a business card, Dave?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, look at
I
this.
have
They gave you a business card.
I got a business card.
Anthony, do you have a business card?
Well, you know, I didn't get a sweatshirt, though.
See, I don't need a business card, smart ass.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, are you going live next week at the Nassau Coliseum?
We are. So we're going to be live.
Hold on. Buckle up, folks.
Listen, you
put your panties on. This is a big one.
You lobbed a big old softball,
Go ahead,
high arcing
Wilbur,
curve
with your Goldberg hat on. Go ahead, let me hear it. And your beats.
It's Eminem.
It's pronounced Eminem, please.
You're depressed. Go ahead.
That's right. I'm not depressed.
All right.
Venom. Anyway, so we are going to be live at the Nassau Coliseum at the Great Beer Expo, November 10th. We're going to be there for both sessions. Pete and I are going to be interviewing various brewers throughout the day. Look for us then to be posted on the following Monday. That's November 12th. We'll do our premiere 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 2-hour special about our adventures at the
with the
Great
brew
Beer
bus
Expo.
with you? With the brew bus
no,
that
the beer
night?
bus has nothing to do with
Oh,
that.
good. So I could come in on the 12th to talk about it. And then when's the brew
No, we're
bus?
not going to be here.
Oh.
Raz, if I told you that I was skipping my mother's birthday to go on the brew bus, would that make you more or less upset?
You son of a bitch.
I assume more.
You're skipping your mother's birthday to go on this bus?
Yes.
I rescheduled Mom's birthday a day later.
All right, what's the deal with this bus? I want to hear about it for 10
All right,
seconds.
so ladies and gentlemen, this is a brand new announcement because we haven't talked about it on the air. We are going to be featured on the Long Island Brew Bus. This is a bus that does tours out of Riverhead and all sorts of places on Long Island. They basically charter different brewery stops all over the place. And we're going to be traveling with the brew bus on, November
24th, Saturday.
24th.
Live on the bus?
No, we're not going to be live on the bus. We'll do live to tape. And then we'll have them back in the studio on November 26th. We'll have Brad from the Brew Bus joining us here in studio. along
I'm
with
joining you on that one.
You can. That's fine.
Oh, boy.
You're going to learn
Brad,
a lot. You should learn a lot from him. You pick his brain.
I don't need to pick anybody's brain.
No, I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying it'd be a good
I
idea.
would do it anyway. Listen, me and my buddy over here at Harbor Head, we've already started. All right? We know
Plans are in
we're
action.
going places.
We're going to go
I like
places.
that.
First stop, The bank bus, GothamGoGraz.com is Harbor Head.
There you go.
And from Harbor Head, he's going to tell me where we're going. Stop eating the sriracha on
Those are
the
delicious,
air.
by the way.
They are delicious,
Oh,
aren't they?
Stop eating sriracha on the air.
Sriracha peaches. Peaches. Yeah, right. That makes
I don't
sense.
know how well that would work.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be
No,
terrible. It'd be
probably
sweet and
not.
I wish you luck. You're a smart man, and you do a good job, and I'm proud of you, too.
Well, we're just trying to put together
here we go.
a show. Oh, Christ.
Buckle up.
Here we go. We're trying to put together a show that features all of our Long Island contacts. That's the whole point of this. This show isn't about Pete and I. This show is about everybody else and promoting the beer scene here on Long Island, which is unbelievable.
And me drinking beer.
And
Yeah,
that's
it's all
true, too.
about you and Pete drinking beer, and then some of these guys.
Listen,
that
we drink beer,
it's
but that's
all
not the
about-
point.
It's all about us drinking.
Yeah, really.
That's right.
There you
So now
go.
let me ask you
It's the
something.
community
Oh,
of
here
beer
we
drinkers
go.
here on Long
Everybody-
Island.
all right, everybody
which is
hold
a
hands
really,
and sing Kumbaya.
We
All right,
will.
done.
We absolutely
Oh,
will.
God, here we go.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Okay, that's now. We had enough. It was awkward
We
for
don't talk
everybody.
about religion on here, but you know.
So now, how many out of all the shows that you've
Yes.
done, Michael?
Yeah,
how many,
and we're
how
up
many
to
brews?
this is episode number 20, by the way.
So there's 20 brewers because we really haven't had
No, we've had
duplicates, have
about
we?
16 to 17 brewers because
Yeah.
we've had shows where we had call-ins from brewers, and they weren't really featured in the studio. But
we also had multiple. A couple times we had multiple.
yeah, it's true. If you want to space it out, we've had like 3 or
Close
4 in
to
the studio.
20.
Wow, this
Right.
pumpkin is fantastic, Will.
Oh,
Will,
thank
you
you.
are
Hold on.
You are
Now that you mentioned that, let Will talk to you about the pumpkin.
you're
real
a
quick.
genius, Will.
Well, thank you. No, we're very proud of
Oh,
the
thank you.
pumpkin. We won
First place.
First
Yep.
place at the Long Island Fall Beer Festival.
That
Was
was
that 2
over in
weeks ago now?
Farmingdale 2 weeks ago.
Yes, absolutely.
No, shit. It was last weekend.
Yeah, last
It
weekend.
was, yeah.
Well, I keep telling these guys
That's
that
where
they
we
should
got
have
our
the
trophy.
first. We should have the first annual Word Awards, where we have the best. We have all the brewers that have been on compete against each other for a couple of certain beers.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm in for it.
We've had a ton of brewers.
And the
through
judges
here.
would be like guys that really don't drink
Dan
beer.
Moss.
Dan Moss.
We'll have even Ryan from 27A,
Ryan
who's
from
actually
27A.
going to
Yeah,
be judging at the Great Beer Expo.
You two should be judges.
I guess so. Sure.
Absolutely, you should do it right on
We've
the air.
we've
You
had
should
enough
be-
beer in the
you should
last
be
year
judges.
that we can.
I'll be the guy that does the interviews on the red carpet with the boobs hanging out.
I
and
love that.
everything else.
Yeah.
So you're what? Courage the
Courage
dog?
the- Courage
or whatever
the
hell
dog.
it was.
I
yeah.
love that. Yeah. Perfect.
Hey, do you know Dan
Oh,
Moss?
Triumph.
Hey, do you know?
Triumph.
Hey, do you know Dan Moss? You look like him too.
So I mean, we're gonna do Thunderdome rules. Are
Yes.
we doing 2-man enter, 1-man leaves? Is that how we're
100%.
doing it? Cool. I'm in for that.
It's almost like that claymation fight club that was on MTV.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
One of
There
the
you go.
best shows ever.
Great show.
What a
Amazing
great show. So anyway, yeah, we've had a lot of brewers on, and we are going to be featured at the
Dynamite reference.
Great Beer
Yeah, it
Expo
was.
coming up at Nassau Coliseum November 10th. Please buy your tickets. Go to greatbeerexpo.com. Buy your tickets ahead of time. There's 2 sessions. One starts at 12 o'clock, 12:30. The other one is at 5:30, somewhere in there. And we'll be there with a tent set up. We're going to be featured in Media Row. We're going to be interviewing some of the brewers that we've had.
You know what's, you know what's fucking
Media Row.
You know what's really silly? At that event, for some reason, WBAB is on the same level playing field that we are, which makes no sense.
And News-
No, you're wrong.
News 12
no,
as well.
you're wrong because
News 12.
it's,
Yeah, News 12 will be there.
We are media related.
We are.
We
No,
are.
no. We are a media sponsor. That's what it
correct.
comes
I know.
down
I'm
to.
just saying.
And we're
that's what
actually-
makes no sense.
Yeah.
That for
So-
some reason, same label.
If it doesn't make sense to you, would
My
it,
dumbass.
would it be you
My
getting up to their level or them stooping down to yours?
Fair enough.
Well, if
you
we're lucky,
can-
it's them stooping down to our level.
You see how this
It's
show
all
goes.
relative. It's
Dave, you see how
all
we
relative.
talk, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're stooping down to all
No, you're
level.
definitely going up to their
We
level.
are.
Got
We
it.
are. We are definitely the white trash of podcasts going on.
We're also going to have Todd,
fair
our
assessment.
neighbor, by the way. Todd is
Todd.
our neighbor from Lyme, Long Island.
Oh, yeah, I was going to talk to you about that.
yes,
He's gonna be
absolutely.
there. That's
So Todd is going to be there. He's been a guest on the show with Bellport, who actually now is
Changed their
rebranding
name.
themselves to Sunrise
That's
because
it.
they are now getting a new tasting room on Sunrise Highway.
I
And
saw
we
that. That was
we're supposed to
like
be
a day or two
the
ago.
other day.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were supposed to be part of the Rock for Research program. We were going to broadcast live from one of the bars out in Patchogue. I forget what the name of it is. 97 North or whatever it is. 94 North?
87 North.
87 North. You're right.
Christ
What's-
Almighty!
what's
What are
North
you
Country Road?
fucking?
You're my show. This
You're
is
the
my,
Rain Man of fucking my
this is-
show.
This is This is my show. This is I know
your
everything.
show.
I know
My show.
this is your show. You know what I
87
mean.
North.
You know what? I'm tired of you.
All right, that's enough.
Christ.
Anyway, we were supposed to broadcast from that live event, and we ended up having a lot of conflicts, so we ended up not doing it. But
By
they were
conflicts,
great.
he means kids.
Brian and Todd were really great friends of the show.
Also a true statement.
And
Yeah.
Todd will be around and will be on the air with us for a few of the interviews. And we're going to be at the Great Beer Expo, November 10th. Get your tickets ASAP. It will sell out. I think the afternoon session will sell out. The nighttime is a little more open at this point. But they're calling for right now about 6,000 people to walk through the gates.
It's 14 hours without parental responsibilities for me. So
nice. You guys better be giving out lots of things.
And hand jobs.
Lots of
hand jobs.
Can you get Graz a sweatshirt?
Middle out?
Yes.
Can you get him a sweatshirt? That's all he asked
That's
for.
it. Listen, we'll get your sweat. You can take
I'm
one
not,
off my back.
I'm not worried about the
get Graz a
sweatshirt. I want to
sweatshirt.
make
Yeah,
sure
you
that
were.
you guys take
Yeah, you
care. No, I'm not. I'm actually not. You know what I'm
All
going to take out
Yeah,
of this whole thing?
the peanuts.
My ShopRite dry roasted, honey roasted peanuts. They're mine. Because you know what I did?
Yeah,
You guys
what'd you
made
do?
fun of me. I drank every single one of my beers.
That a boy.
It's about goddamn
Way to
time.
man
Well,
up.
how many did you have?
7.
Okay, you're missing one. What didn't you have?
I don't know.
He
Just
brought,
give
you
me
brought
one
8
more.
varieties?
You brought 8?
Can I
2,
just
4, 6.
The first
well,
one.
we hung
Seven.
up
No,
on
actually, no. We hit 7.
Yeah, I think
Oh, wow.
he tasted every single one.
Dave.
Oh, whatever we
All
kick.
kidding
What do we-
aside, Dave.
What do we kick over there?
You're awesome.
Thank you.
I wish you guys the best
I
of luck
pride-
in
I
Harbor
pride
Head.
This
myself
was
on
the
being
stout.
awesome.
The Graz kicked in the end.
Stout he had.
Phil, Will, Lou,
Lou, Timmy, Johnny,
Will.
Lassie.
Merry Christmas to you and the family, Will. All right, make a Christmas stout. Can you make something like that, like a Christmas?
Do you
beer?
guys have something in like the winter?
Can we make a Christmas
seasonal?
beer?
That's
we
his.
will.
turn you down,
We
Lassie.
will
You're
have
being
some
loud.
stuff. I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna have yet. We definitely have a special beer aged on oak that'll be coming out around the holiday
Now is it oak
time.
barrel or oak chips or
We
how?
have- there's like oak spirals in there.
Oh, okay.
We
all right.
grew a beer in a tree.
Like when you
yeah.
pour it.
I love it. I love it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
High altitude beer brewing.
Yeah.
Love
No,
it.
we don't mess around.
No.
So now what's on the can? Is like a picture of Rudolph or the Bumble from the Rudolph or something's on the
Bumble?
can?
I don't think we're gonna can that.
Put the Bumble on there.
but,
It's just tasty room.
Yeah, the next thing we can will be more Napoco.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
I know we're making a push on the.
I'm excited to see
Poco.
the stuff with Delvino.
Delvino. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
for.
yeah, and we're looking forward
like
to
there's a
work
lot
with
of-
them some more.
A lot of
lot of
possibilities.
potential.
I'd
Yeah,
like to maybe
absolutely.
even try doing some, co-fermentations where we get a little bit
Yeah.
of grape juice there and mix it.
27A
that-
did stuff with WA Meadworks.
With very little enzymes, right,
What was,
Will? Very little enzymes.
Yes, exactly.
If we do like a
You
kettle
listen,
sour, we
don't
can
you?
throw a like Riesling grapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
was thinking, something along those lines.
Because that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Especially locally sourced. Local again, flowing in
You
that.
guys seem to like the drier
Yeah.
end of the beer
Yeah.
realm.
Well,
so
Riesling's very sweet.
What I'm saying is, in the barrels themselves, if you're gonna go ahead and use that ends up being a little drier because the sweetness comes out in the actual wine. The dryness sticks around and the flavor sticks around.
We're getting into topics where we have no authority whatsoever.
I
literally spoke from my asshole.
And you almost couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Good night,
No
Michael.
clue. Oh, okay. Anthony Graz today is leaving the studio.
Graz,
for
thanks
us.
for coming
Good
down,
night,
buddy.
Pete.
Good night.
Thank you.
Buddy, we
Good night,
appreciate
Will
you
and
coming
Dave, Harbor Head, over in Northport.
That's
Don't go
right.
by my ex-wife's house.
in. Yeah.
Stay well, boys. See you
We're
later.
gonna go ahead and
Thanks,
throw
man.
a
I'll
bag
see
of
you
shit
soon,
on
buddy.
her driveway. You're gonna send me her address later.
No, I don't want you to give it.
All right, fair enough.
Flaming
bag of poop.
Nice meeting you.
You got it. I had it.
All right, stay well. Bye,
Anthony,
Michael.
I'll talk to you soon.
Love you.
Love you.
Well, actually,
Anthony
quick question, Graz. Quick question.
Yes.
Out of the 7 you had, out of the full gamut, what did you think?
I thought that you guys 7.
Talk into it.
All kidding aside, all 7 beers were phenomenal.
So you got
Harbor Head in Northport. Right now, it's Harbor Head and Dan Moss over at Fire Island. Those are my 2 favorite.
There you go.
Perfect.
Will, make me a beer.
There you go. That's it. Take
So
care, man.
let me, Will. Let me just give you a heads up on how he wants his beer brewed. You ready? It's a double chocolate stout.
Yeah.
It's him.
Write this
yeah,
down.
right. Go ahead, write this down.
Write this down.
The
it
can
is-
art is
Van
very
Wilder?
disturbing.
Very
Write that down.
disturbing. Yes. Here it is. It's Graz, and you've met him now. In a mankini, covered in chocolate nibs, dripping from his nipples. So it's chocolate dripping from his nipples into his mankini down to his lower ends. So that's kind of what he wants it, and he thinks it's going to sell. He thinks it's going to be 500 cans brewed
At
and
$1,000. At $1,000 a piece.
it's going to be collectibles items. He's thinking
Okay.
so.
Hess
I'm
trucks.
gonna be honest.
They're the
So-
Hess trucks of cans.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly. The
Yeah.
Hess trucks of beer. Yeah.
I saw Shoreline Beverage posted something and said they have a beer that they have that's, I don't know, hard to come by. It's called Trial by Wombat, and it's a picture of a fucking wombat on the can.
Yeah.
And I don't care what the beer tastes like.
It's a wombat on the
It's
can.
a wombat on the fucking can.
So maybe there's something to
there's
it.
something to that.
There's
of an odd creature on a
potential.
can.
That's interesting.
Sure, that is a very odd creature that you don't really come across in your
So
everyday travels.
we've had maybe like 20 something breweries in,
Mm-hmm.
and he's pitched this idea to every single one. And not to say that no one has
that doesn't
picked
make
up
us feel
on
special.
it. No, but in the sense, no one has really done it.
Dan's the only one who's in it.
Dan was into it, but he's too bogged down now with contract brewing, so I don't think he's going to be 100% into it. He's still looking for that one brewer that makes the fit that he can actually do that, and then and I believe in Graz, believe it or not,
with Galaxy.
as much as that was a
I'm down with that.
whirlwind, he will
Yeah.
sell all 500 cans.
At a
He
thousand
he'll go to the goddamn PTA
Yeah.
and sell all 500. He will sell all 500 cans.
Yeah.
And it will be done. So I mean, you got to give him a little bit of clout
He
for
does
what
seem
he
like
does.
somebody that will.
He knows
Will
somebody.
not stop until it's
No,
done.
he won't stop until
Yeah.
it gets done.
Can't
And
stop,
when it
won't
gets done,
stop.
then
Yeah.
he can't be a guest here anymore because it's all his bid is
Yeah.
to get people to brew his double chocolate stout.
So what happened? Yeah, I was gonna say, what's his end game?
No, that's it. That is the end game right now. He'll find a new end game.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
That will be something else, like
Triple
a double
chocolate
double.
stout.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, the
He'll
double
find a
double
new name.
was stolen from Massapequa. You can't have that.
That's true.
No,
Good
double
call.
double with cheese would be a weird chocolate stout.
Oh God, all American.
I know.
Why are they not open late?
All the time?
They should be. They
In the
absolutely
summer,
should
they're
be.
open later, but now
No, we're talking like 2 a.m.
Yes.
I want a double double.
Yes.
I want fries and a milkshake for
Just put two people
$6.50.
on the window. You don't need
Yeah.
that many people. One grill man, and you
Yeah.
could supply everyone that needs to be supplied.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
That's definitely one place I gotta take you to. Will.
All right, so let's
love
backtrack for a moment, and now that the whirlwind is gone, and let's go back to all of our brews. I want to
There's a
recap.
lot of goddamn beers that were open.
There was
Yeah, you know what? I would
Eight?
actually like to hear a recap from you guys. No, the 7, I believe we or what?
Seven.
Did you bring 7? Because
2,
I
4,
want to
6, 7.
name all
Yeah.
7. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to start with what we started with.
Yeah.
Which was I have no fucking idea.
Headless.
Headless
I'm just
helmsman.
kidding. I'm
Or
just kidding.
Headless helmsman.
Yes, the pumpkin.
Darker take on the traditional fall pumpkin
That's
beer.
correct. It was absolutely one
Very
of the
good.
better pumpkins I've had.
Award-winning.
Award-winning.
Phenomenal
Audience
soccer
voted.
trophy.
Yeah.
Brilliant idea.
Audience awarded, which was That's
And-
usually a big push.
And
then
so
we
then
moved to the
Harbor Fest?
stout. The stout actually was second.
yes, correct.
That is true. That is true.
I
yeah.
traditionally do not like stouts. Love that one.
And Pete,
I
literally,
appreciate the lack of coffee. I can't say that enough.
we give him a stout, and he'll drink the one he has in front of him, but he
Yeah.
won't ask for seconds. You
Because
ask
he's
for
I
polite.
seconds.
actually had seconds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that a lot. That's unusual.
You're a
Yes.
polite beer drinker, and I
Yes.
appreciate
No,
that.
no, he is
That was
good.
really
Yeah.
Harbor Fest. The
Look at you,
the
you
traditional-
motherfucker! You remember every single one.
It's like it's
All
like
the names
Rain
are
Man.
posted towards.
It's the Rain Man in you. I got you.
The the Harbor Fest I like a lot. That's that traditional Oktoberfest style beer. That's
Yeah.
I could have 7 Crowlers of that. Dockyard
Challenge.
Lager, not in season. I wish it was still warm enough for me to be cutting my lawn to drink,
Yeah,
to
right.
drink a couple of those post lawn mowing. That's really good. The Galactic Daydreams is definitely my favorite. I thought that was
You did like that one, right?
Yeah.
really
You
goddamn
Now,
You
good.
that
went
was
back
a
for like
6.5,
thirds,
right?
fourths.
That's
6.5. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I like that a lot. It's for me. It's hard to find a traditional IPA that I like a lot.
It is true.
Yeah,
we only
that's-
turned you on in the last
There's
year
only
to
a
IPAs.
few that I K1 and probably Wave Chaser.
Yeah, Wave Chasers.
The ones that I go back to quite a bit. But that's
And Wave
fucking
Chaser,
phenomenal.
if I remember correctly, is a little bit closer to like a West Coast style, right? A
True,
little bit more
yeah.
bitter.
Yeah.
Don't even
So
know,
actually, you know
it's
what?
fucking great.
Next time you
It
swing
borders
out-
that line of
Yeah.
bitter and juicy.
One of the ones that we
Right
actually
there.
didn't bring with us are Whaleback IPAs or West Coast.
Ah.
I would, if you like
I'd
Wave
like to
Chaser,
try.
swing on out.
Love Wave Chaser. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
dude. That's gonna be up your alley.
Then then we move to the No Polo.
No Poco.
No Poco.
No Poco.
No
That
Polo.
is,
Yeah, no polio.
Yeah.
No polo. No polio.
No polio
That's,
for anybody. No disease.
That's that compared to the Galactic Daydreams, tough, but
I had too much of that, by the way.
That's very good.
Too much
That's,
Galactic?
that's
really
right
good.
up my fucking alley. I love that shit.
The Galactic is absolutely delicious.
And by the way, once I finish the Harbor Fest, I'm going to finish out whatever
The
else is
fucking
left there.
Brute,
You can't get a grasp on that.
No, he really can't. He's been on the fence
so
all night. He's like,
confused
I don't
by
know
it.
whether I love it or hate it, but
Yeah,
it's somewhere in between there. I would
It's
imagine.
like like
He's
you
gonna go
want to
home-
you want to drink a few of them. To
Well,
just,
that's
like get a
the
handle
point,
on it,
right? I mean, that's what
It's
you're
very
going for.
different. That's one of the more interesting beers that I've had on the show. I think on the interesting scale, I would say the top 3 beers that I've had on the show that I've just really odd in a good way. Little Teas from Barrage, their grapefruit saison, which is outstanding. Brute from you guys, and why am I drawing a blank on the other one?
I don't know.
The Gruit from Brewers Collective.
Oh yeah, that was so different.
Had not experienced before. So
Yeah, because it's not brewed with your traditional ingredients. It's
that was one of those
completely weird.
those shows where I learned something.
Yeah, hey, we learned something here tonight. That Brute is something completely different.
But
Than
no,
we've
the
had.
Brute was that's very fucking different. I
Like I said, we kind of want to get a little ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You know, if
I
we
think
can,
you're
if we
there.
can kind of corner that market
With
and kind
that,
of grab on that, that'd be great.
If I'm going up there and I see that on the board, that's what I'm ordering. An IPA, I'm like, Brute IPA.
It does get a little. It does get people thinking. Like,
Yes.
What is that?
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Yeah.
Throw that in the flight. Let me taste that, and then once I get through the flight, more than likely, I'm getting a pint of that.
So actually,
And I
one of
assume
my
that's
one of
the
my
way that
favorite
works.
things that I do when customers do come in, what do you want on a flight? Dealer's choice. When people come in and they're like, give me your best selling or just
You're
whatever
putting that
you
on the
like.
deal, yeah.
It's all things that I would be drinking,
Mhm.
you know, that week or things like that. So at that point, I would definitely throw the Brute on. I would throw
Absolutely.
the Galactic. So you have that kind of that wide range.
Yes. Yeah, the one end and the other for what they're
Exactly.
looking for. And you know, most people, after they've tasted the normal lager,
Mhm.
Pilsner, Hefeweizen,
Yeah.
they're going for the IPAs. That's the next in line. That's
Absolutely.
where I would say. So that's a good variant to have the Brute, to have the New England style, and then to have the traditional IPA.
Also because it's dry and crisp.
Yes.
It's not like apparently the new thing or still is I need juicy, I need fruity, I need all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That's what I go for. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not I don't like traditional IPAs that much. So I look for those New England juice bombs.
And like I said, Pete wasn't an IPA drinker at all
No.
going into the show. When we started in January,
I've had so many shitty ones.
well, that's what it is.
That's
you
the
got
tough thing.
ruined.
You're going to see a lot of just
Yeah.
kind of ones.
We were talking earlier in the show where you had mentioned when you go to a brewery and they have nothing but IPAs, and that's what I feel like when I go to some of these bars that half the so if there's 12 beers on tap, 5 of them are IPAs, 2 of them are stouts, and I'm left with a couple things to choose from if I'm not a IPA or stout fan. So
yeah, that's why we always like to have a little bit of variety in our tap room.
Yeah.
There's always something for someone who isn't a IPA drinker or something that they can find something that they'll like.
Not necessarily an IPA drinker, but they'll come in and they come in hot.
Yeah.
I drink Bud Light. What do you have? Okay.
Dockyard lager.
Honestly, yes,
Exactly.
I do direct them towards the Dockyard, and from there, I could even push them towards the Brute.
I'll agree.
Because it's dry.
Yes.
It's
clear.
Still has
They go by
Exactly.
visuals first.
Yes.
So when you walk in and you show them beer, they look at it.
Mhm.
That's the first thing that hits
Yes.
their
Absolutely.
sensories,
Yeah.
you know, and they want to see, okay, that's light enough. I'm used to that. Let me taste that. Ooh,
Yeah,
perfect.
It's usually sight to nose,
correct,
to taste,
Yes.
100%,
and that's what it is.
Question: One of the more the beers that I was excited about this past year, and feel free to make fun of me all you want with this one. Sam 76, I thought was.
I actually never got around to trying it.
When I had it, I imagined this is what Bud Light would be if it didn't suck.
I don't think I tried that this year either. I saw it out in the stores, but I don't think I tried it.
I heard again.
I didn't try that one, but I
still
did
have it off the.
But
try
it's still in stores.
Yeah.
But I heard half ale, half lager fermentation.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds fucking cool because that's out
Ooh,
there.
sorry.
But should be.
That's what I thought of it. I
Yeah.
tried it. I like it. It's great summer beer.
I never get around to trying that one. I did try the Budweiser. Was the red lager, or the American lager?
What is it? The Jim Beam one, or
I didn't try the Jim Beam one.
Okay.
I haven't had that one. But
What,
they
that's
had
the
put one out.
Budweiser one?
Yes, the
yeah.
first one of like their
The
craft
copper.
series or whatever it was.
But I
Not
thought
the
they didn't
worst.
need to do craft. You know, if you look at their commercials,
If
and
you
they're
can't
like,
beat 'em, buy 'em.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That
That's
is
pretty much
100% their motto. these days.
Uncle Annie
Yeah.
has got his claws in everybody, including Blue Point, by the way.
Well, that's another thing that I would popped in my head when we were talking about, the size of tasting rooms.
Yes.
When you think, Blue Point, small fucking tasting room, very, very few room,
Not
for-
anymore.
Not, but,
No,
and
not
now.
anymore. They bought a whole
They bought a
campus.
goddamn college.
They bought a college campus. Yeah.
Well, that must be
But
nice to have
that
millions
was,
of dollars.
I don't know, Sam 76 is one of the more interesting beers I've...
So I was lucky enough to be in Stop and Shop when they were releasing that, and they had a cute young lady that was giving out samples.
Mhm.
As
And
they
I had
do.
my children with me, and they're like, "Oh, Daddy, beer." I'm like, "Yeah, you got it, buddy.
That's what it is.
You
You're
got
right.
it. Let me take some of that." So I took some of that, and yeah, I mean, it was good, but for what they were,
Oh, that's a phone call.
oh boy,
Uh-oh.
oh
Graz.
boy, hold on,
Probably
it is,
Graz.
no,
Graz.
it definitely is Graz because no one's listening at this point.
Yeah.
This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Who we got?
Is this a word with Benedict Arnold?
Thunder Dick.
Benedict Arnold, is this you?
Yes, it is
yeah.
me, Benedict Arnold.
I have to tell you something.
Yes.
These guys could be the best guests you've ever had ever. I think Dan's in second place now.
Oh boy,
Oh.
I think you're almost right on track with what we were talking about. These guys are knowledgeable. They have a lot of varieties, and they've come.
Sense of humor. Fucking Dan.
Yes.
Got a great sense of humor.
That's right.
100% agreed.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we've had guests in that were almost like creating some sort of surgery to try to get information out of them, and they are willing and able.
I'm telling you. Can I listen in? I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to listen.
We all know that's bullshit.
That's usually what we would request from our listeners, that they just listen in. But yeah, go right ahead. But thank you for also being our third caller of the day.
You're the first, second,
Shut up,
and
Dominic.
third one.
Dominic, be quiet, Dominic. Nobody wants to talk to you. Listen, Dominic. Listen, Frankie. I'm coming in tomorrow night for
I'll be
Taco
there.
Tuesday.
I will be there from 5 o'clock until about 9 o'clock. So swing
go.
on in, grab some tacos, get
Wow,
some
those
cold
are
beer.
early hours. Can we do a little bit later?
No.
Can we stay open special time?
All
10
right, so
o'clock?
all right, here's the deal. I got something special for you. 5 to 9.
5 to 9.
I promise.
How about 9:05? Can we bargain at 9:05?
9:05, you're driving a hard deal, but you know what? I got you covered like a blanket.
You know, Sebastian, I don't fucking like you anymore.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
How many names do you have in your Rolodex?
All of them.
I can keep going all night, Michael.
I know
All
you
I can
could.
tell you is, those beers has been sitting here right now, and I'm just a happy camper.
All I can tell you is the fact that he's still got a Rolodex.
How many did you open? Did you open like 7 or 8?
Oh, I gotta tell you, if I could tell you that Locos Pocos, whatever that was, that one, the one that
Not even close
the one
to
that's-
the name of it. Gab.
What's the problem? I said Locos Pocos.
Nope, not even.
It's pronounced no poco. It's close.
No poker. There you go.
Hey, Wilbur, shut up, all right?
Wilbur. Wilbur.
All right, listen, I'm listening. Go ahead, Michael. I'm not talking.
All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Thanks
Stay
for the
well,
peanuts.
Michael.
Love you.
I'll see you for tacos tomorrow.
Thank you, love you.
Tacos.
I'll see you for
Tacos. That's right.
I'm coming in for tacos.
I'll be there.
Holla.
And, can I get a kids menu from the Whale's Tail?
Yeah, we got like
Kids
chicken
menu.
nuggets and stuff like that.
Now it's
Michael, I can do a better. Michael, haven't you realized I do a better show than you? It should be the Wort with Graz and Pete, and you should be just sitting there being a.
All right, so just the Wort with Mike and Pete, GubsRadio.com.
I finished
kicked
the
another one.
You already
Galactic,
hung up. Wait, did you hang up, buddy?
He's gone.
No, I'm still here. I'm not.
What is that? Another one
It's
for
Galactic.
I
It's
want
for
to
the Hall of
listen.
Fame?
I'm really going to listen. I'll come
I
in at
feel
the
no
end
qualms
and say
about being
goodbye.
selfish with that one.
All right, listen. We're
Don't
gonna,
hang up on me. I just
I'm
want
not,
to listen,
I never
Michael.
hang up on you. I never hang up on you. I just mute you for a moment so I can talk. 'cause
Don't
you,
mute me, Michael. I
Down
want
with
to say
that.
goodbye, you
Down with
prick.
that.
all right, listen. Say goodbye to the boys.
Fucking different.
Will, you're a fantastic brewer. Keep it up.
Well, thank you so much.
Lucas, you got a problem.
I think it's
You know what
beer.
the problem is, Lucas? You won't stay up late enough so I can come over there, You won't even stay up until
I
9,
won't
10.
stay up late
And we
enough.
have a Graz 10 minutes, Lucas.
A Graz 10 minutes. I got you. You give me a call. I will stay open. Deal?
You give us 22 minutes, I'll give you the world.
You give me 60 seconds.
All right,
we'll give you the
10
world.
wins.
10
Jesus
wins.
Christ.
That's exactly what was in my head.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, Graz.
I'm not saying anything. Goodbye.
All right, just hang up
I
on
don't
him.
want to listen.
No one said you were.
Hang up on me.
Listen, I'm going to mute you, but you don't have to hang up. You can listen to it through your phone.
Michael,
bro.
I gotta tell you something. I love you. Bye.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
All right, he's gone.
Yeah.
So this is a word with Mike and Pete. We've had a lot of beer tonight. Go ahead, Pete. Wrap it up in a couple of words.
Jesus Christ. Seriously.
Jesus Christ isn't the word I was looking for.
Not
fucking
necessarily.
7 beers.
7. Yeah.
That's
It
a
is
lot
the
of beer.
most variety we've ever received on this show.
Easily.
If you see by my stack of cups, I've drank a lot.
It is an impressive stack of cups.
I've gone ad nauseum about my favorite. What was your favorite tonight?
I'm going to say the. It's
Good
hard.
answer.
It's tough,
hard.
and I don't like to be a beer rating show.
It's
That's
hard.
the problem.
Yeah, we're beer reviewers. We're really not, because we love beer and pretty much everything that comes through it. I'm going to say the no.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the no. I love it. I love it. It's to me, that's my style. And from what I've been drinking in the last 3 years, it stacks up there with all the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
100%.
Thank you.
And I've done things from across the country. I've done things from local.
Done things you're not proud of. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done things that I'm
often
ashamed to say.
Yeah.
While drinking that beer, and it's right up there with it.
Awesome.
It's in the
Thank
mix,
you. Appreciate
and
that.
it'd be hard to separate them out, because if you would give me a lineup of all of them, I'd be drinking them. I go, I can't discern from this one to that one, and that's not downplaying what you guys are doing. That is saying that you're right up there with whatever the best has come in, and
What
it's delicious.
stouts have we had?
We haven't had that many, and that
The only
stout
one I
was
remember
fucking
was,
phenomenal.
the Duke from
as a
Brewers
credit to you guys,
Do what you gotta do.
he doesn't drink stouts.
Yeah.
I brought in Trillium's PM Dawn, which
Okay.
is traded across the country.
Yeah.
He fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it. He's like, nope, I don't want PM Dawn.
I don't remember.
Well,
No,
you don't remember because you took a sip and said, I'm not fucking drinking it.
The phrase is, I do not recall.
Yes.
I do not recall,
I do not
Senator.
recall.
Yes. Yeah. He's
the
not a
only other
stout
stout
drinker.
I've liked that we had, the Duke from Brewers Collective.
Very good.
I like that one a lot.
That was good, but I would assume this is, in your opinion, better. I
Tough
like
call.
this.
Different, because that was bourbony, vanilla.
Oh, it's true.
Flavors.
It did have that
very
different,
different.
level. Yeah. This had that dry feel, not overly boozy.
No, this was
chocolatey, but not overly chocolatey. Roast.
Could definitely take the roast and the chocolate. Again,
No
I
coffee.
can't say it's.
Yeah, I know
I
you're
fucking
big, you're a
hate
big
the
fan of the
goddamn
coffee.
flavors.
Yeah.
He
And
does.
I
He
had
does
none
hate
of
the
that,
coffee.
and I was very appreciative.
And so, like, for
But
instance,
that's,
PM Dawn is brewed with cold brew, and
that's-
you hate coffee, so that's not the way to go.
Barnshed had a coffee beer that was
Clear.
The very light.
It was not dark. It was
Shizer. I
clear.
can't remember that one, but
Yeah,
that was
gonna
very
be cool.
interesting.
That was interesting. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
there's,
That's going to play with your mind a little bit. 'cause
That's
you're,
what it
you're
is.
Seeing,
Yes.
Oh, it's clear.
It's
gonna
clear,
light,
and
it's
then
gonna
you
be
drink it and
crisp.
you're like,
it's like, why does it taste like coffee?
what
it
the
ends
fuck
up
is that?
being like a shade or two darker in color than like Bud Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
But
get some color from the coffee.
Do you know
How do you do that? I don't, as a
Christ,
brewer,
a
how
lot
do you
of-
do something
A lot
like
of
that?
those is like a blonde ale. A lot of times you do like a blonde ale, and sometimes to give it a little more creaminess, you'll add a little lactose.
Oh, okay.
And then you're just adding like cocoa nibs and coffee.
Cocoa nibs. Don't tell Graz about the
Yeah.
cocoa nibs.
In the
No,
fermenter
cocoa
and
nibs,
stuff,
not
and you can
cocoa
get
nips.
that chocolatey and coffee flavor
Right.
that you associate with the dark beers, but you can still have the light beer. So it's
Nice.
That was
That was weird. 'cause
Barnshed's
we're-
was very. His almost everything he had was very surprising in a great way.
Mhm.
The 135 Pale Ale was really
Yep.
good.
Yep.
His triple was really goddamn good.
Yeah.
But the triple and the coffee beer, that was probably
The most surprising.
Yeah.
From what he does.
Yeah.
Agreed. And not too many people. I'll be honest. I don't get great reviews from Barnshed from people that have gone there.
Yeah.
But what we had was so fresh and so good.
he was very surprising.
All right.
Small brewery, 1 barrel system.
1 barrel.
Wow.
Can you imagine
that? Is
that?
tiny.
That was so. I think I was like only like the 3rd or 4th brewer we had on.
Yeah. Early on.
So Brian from Barn Shed he's a full-time EMT for the FDNY.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Come
Graz
on,
again.
Graz. Let's see. Just a word with Mike and Pete. Who do we got?
Michael, I got the new slogan.
Great. Goodbye. All right. So anyway, we are.
So we had Brian from Barn Shed, full-time paramedic for FDNY.
Yeah.
Also runs the brewery basically by himself.
Yeah.
And he has a 1 barrel system, but he still has like 8 or 10 taps on at all times.
Wow. Yeah, it keeps the rotation up.
See, actually, Barn Shed was one of the breweries that was at that.
They were at that
festival.
Farmingdale Festival.
Did he submit a pumpkin beer for that?
I think so. I'm not totally sure. I actually didn't get a chance to make it to that side of the field.
Yeah. Oh, it's big.
It was a soccer field.
It was that big, huh?
So it was the full length of the soccer field.
Yeah.
There were breweries on one end by 1 goal.
That's where the
and then
goddamn
other
taco place is, Mike.
Oh,
El
that
Paso
place
Taco.
you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Graz, go ahead and give us your 2 cents.
Harbor Head Brewery for president. That's
Here you
the
go.
slogan.
I'll take
That's
that
it.
one.
Love it, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
Next time
See
you're in the
you,
area,
Yeah.
Bye.
El Paso Tacos.
Okay. Although at the
Great
spot
guy.
they had a I don't remember the name of it, but there was a Cuban food truck. One of the best empanadas I've ever had.
Really?
Love
Yeah.
empanadas. Love my
Oh
empanadas.
my god, they were delicious, and they threw them in the I want to say papaya pieces just on the side.
Yeah.
Instead of French fries.
Just to
I
have
was
it
like,
there.
oh, word.
Okay.
I'm down with this. And they had that. They had Ropa Viejo.
Yes.
I think it was like their special. It looked so good. I kept running into the same guy. He kept coming to us and then going back to the food truck. And he kept trying but different things. He's like, everything I got. Everything's so good. He's like, your pumpkin beer, this Cuban food. He's like, that's it. I don't know what else to do.
It's sensory overload.
Yeah,
when it comes
dude,
to
he was so happy. I did grab their menu, and it's.
Do you guys
bar none.
participate in the food truck ever?
We don't really mess
We
around
have
with the
a-
food trucks.
we have a
We have the restaurant
restaurant, yeah,
kind of attached to
yeah.
us,
So that makes sense because
Yeah.
you got owners that own both. So
Exactly. So I mean, we have tossed around the idea of maybe purchasing our own food truck and doing like pizzas or something
For events.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
something on the side, just to kind of keep it open when the restaurant's not open because it is open seasonal.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
something around those lines, but that could be later down the line.
We'll be looking at
We
doing
never
some
know.
food
Investment.
options in the new year
Yeah.
in the tap room. See
yeah,
what
I
we
mean,
can
you
do.
guys are relatively new, so for the most part, you got a lot of room for growth and a lot of
Yeah.
room to figure out what your place is
Yeah.
in the area.
So I mean, come springtime to pretty much mid-fall, we have a restaurant attached to us.
Right.
So we have the availability.
So
of
they
all
shut
that
down
extra-
like December, January.
Pretty much, it's usually like Thanksgiving to like
Okay.
March
They're
1st.
they're moving from real seasonality to less and less seasonality, but there is still
Yeah.
a period where there will be closed. At
Yeah.
least this year. So
Makes sense.
But
Yeah.
again, it's also like, okay, we've been open all year. Let's fix some things that need to be done. Maintenance. Let's add something new. Things like that. So it's not like we're just closed to close.
Right.
Like there's a purpose to do so and everything from there. What else are you dabbling in?
I'm just looking at what we got left.
Ah.
We got the Dockyard Lager and we got the Headless Helmsman.
Helmsman, yeah.
Left. I'm
the
gonna-
Poco and our Brute
Yeah.
still.
Oh, I've been getting the Poco.
Yeah, we got that.
So that'll get me through the cleanup session.
Oh yeah,
that's
no,
here.
absolutely.
And with that, it's 11 o'clock. We've done 3 hours. We're not even trying. And
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
how it goes.
Yeah.
That's what I always say when you say, to the emails. We do 8 to 10, but we really go well over what we used
Usually.
to. And Will is exhausted.
Yeah.
So
He looks it.
and we're gonna send it. Do you live in Northport?
No, I actually live in the city.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
fuck. So let's get you on a train and get you
All
the
right.
fuck out of here. This is the word with Mike and Pete.
We do have actually quick thing. I just want to kind
Yeah,
of
no,
Yeah,
I'm,
what,
I'm,
do you have any
I'm going to
events
give
or
you,
anything
hold
coming
on. This is the word with Mike and Pete,
Oh, yeah.
GovsRadio.com. We are here with Dave and Will from Harbor Head Brewing. We want to thank everybody for listening in to our podcast. It's really a radio show in a sense because we have live call-ins. And we would appreciate for people to call in. Heather, the green-eyed beer babe, was supposed to call in tonight, but she fell asleep. We thank Mike and Nick for trying to call in, but Graz took over the phone lines.
As he
And-
wants to do.
As he always does. And so everyone that is a participant of the show, we thank you for trying. Here's the deal. In the next month, here's what we're going to have lined up for you, and then we're going to hear back from our friend Dave and Will.
Yeah.
Dave's friends. Dave's.
Our
Anyway,
just keep going.
Will, yeah.
I got this. So we have our live brewcast. Ooh, we could call it that.
I'm going to get shitty.
Brewcast.
You are going to get really shitty before we even go on the air.
Like Uber.
I know.
Home.
I know.
Yeah.
So we're going to be at the
Uber
great.
Shitty or Uber Home.
Yes.
One of our, we'll even call it our sponsors because they're really paying our way to be there. This is the Great Beer Expo at Nassau Coliseum, November 10th. Get your tickets. Go to greatbeerexpo.com. Get your tickets and participate in 6,000 people at this point coming down to the Nassau Coliseum and tasting and sampling beers. We're going to be there with a tent. We're going to be broadcasting live interviews with all the brewers that we've had on the show and will have on the show.
I'm going to be a drunk idiot.
And that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a bad person.
No, that's like, I mean, how is that not a selling point?
Well, we're
No, it's a
pre-warning
selling
everybody that Pete is going to be overly...
I'm going to have to ride share home.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to drive you, by the way, because I'm cool. I'm totally cool. We're cool. And we're going to have Tom, our intern. We're going to call him Tom the intern.
Sure.
Who's going to help us out. And we're going to be there broadcasting live to tape and then broadcasting it again on November 12th, which is a Monday night, which is our typical broadcasting night. And you can hear us right here on govsradio.com broadcasting our November 10th broadcast. And then we'll be up on the Hop Up Network, Laughable App, govsradio.com, YouTube, and all that really good stuff. We will actually do YouTube, by the way, just so you know. We have a webcam that we're going to bring with us.
Did I mention I'm going to be shitty?
Webcam?
No, it's not this
Oh,
one.
okay.
I have another one, and he has another one. Yes.
Did I mention I was going to be shitty?
Yes, we're going to be shitty.
Probably don't want video.
It's perfect.
Oh, right.
It's perfect. We're gonna have Wi-Fi access.
I promise you it'll be okay.
It'll be a good time.
I got you.
We'll have our friends that we've had on before, and we'll bring it'll be a big family, and you're gonna feel at home, Pete.
That's the problem.
I know.
That might
And
be
then
wrong. Pants are gonna come off. It's
yeah,
gonna be-
oh yeah. I have a feeling shit is gonna happen. So stay tuned for that. We're also gonna have our next show at the end of November, which is gonna be our Brew Bus tour show, which we're gonna go on. We're gonna record some natural audio throughout the night, and then we're gonna broadcast live with the Brad from Brew Bus and have one of the guests, either Lithology, Manny, or
Smallcraft.
Jerry or or Gerard from Smallcraft that's going to come in. I don't know who is.
Or Rob from 1-800 Bartenders.
1-800 Bartenders, who could be a new sponsor for the show. And so we're going to have them on. And then throughout the next month or so, to wrap up our 1-year anniversary, we have
Yay!
Hopwins, I think, is going to come through.
Possibly.
We're still wrapping up the details of
coming.
that on Hopwins. And they were supposed to be our October guests, or really September guests.
I don't even remember.
And what happened there is just a lack of beer. So, and you guys...
I'm in a
did not
galactic
disappoint.
cloud.
we definitely...
You guys overachieved.
Yeah.
And which is unbelievable.
A lot of goddamn beers here.
A lot of goddamn... And we got to drink it all. Then they're not leaving with any beer. So anyway, this is the Word We Might Compete, govsradio.com. We're broadcasting live on YouTube. Check us out tomorrow. We're going to be on the Hopped Up Network. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be on the Laughable app.
Laughable.
That's nothing what I said.
Appa?
Appa. We're going to be on govsradio.com on our rotation. Do we have anything else to add?
I think they do.
Yes, they do. So
Dan,
let's talk a little bit about...
what's special events, what's going on.
If you want to talk special events, I'll talk like the store hours and just kind of
By the way,
throwing our plugs and things
my
like that.
ability to have to pee just set in.
Just go.
But let them go.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go.
I'm going to let you finish.
No, I don't have to pee. Right here.
We'll be at some upcoming beer festivals. If you want to catch us out, we're not sure yet if we're going to be at the Nassau Coliseum. I don't think.
I think we find out this week.
We're trying to get in there a little last minute.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's room for you, by the way.
I think so too.
Yeah,
there's not as many brewers as I would expect. I'm sure there's room.
Do you have Linda's email?
I don't have Linda's email.
I'm
That's
gonna give it
something
to you
we
right
can.
now. Yeah,
we'll-
I'll give it to you right now.
We can deal with that, and we'd love for listeners to come and stop by and visit the brewery.
Yeah, so we're doing that. I think we're also hitting Hops and Props in February.
Great. We were trying to get on that as well.
I believe it's called Hops and Props. That's the
Yes,
one
correct.
at the the
Cradle of
Cradle of
Aviation.
Aviation.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be
February. We did toss around the idea, pending. I know you mentioned the cask and things like that.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing the Cask Festival. We just gotta
Rocky
get
Point.
Oh, Rocky Point, nice.
We just have to get some cast first. And then,
Yeah.
We have to
There's
sit
a
there.
Rocky Point. There's a brewery in Rocky Point too. It's Belgian focused.
It
Why
is
am I-
phenomenal.
Who is
I
it?
had, I think it's Rocky Point Brewing Company. Something just a very simple name. I got to double check, but I've had one of their beers I bought from a like a farm festival. Really good.
That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
They're only doing like farm stand and
If it works for them, and it was a solid beer, beautiful growler too.
Oh, really?
It was not just the traditional jug growler. It was like one of the longer, tall ones with like the pop cork that's attached.
I like those.
Beautiful aesthetic.
Yeah.
So right there, right off from there,
You got me.
Cool. You got
Yeah.
me. You got me a cool little growler. I'm in for it. But we're gonna be doing that. Our winter hours are standing. I think for the next 2 weeks we're hitting Taco Tuesdays 5 to 9, and then from there we're moving to Friday, Saturday, Sundays for the winter time. So Fridays will be I think 4 to 9 or 4 to 10.
Okay.
Saturday 12 to 9 or 12 to 10. Again,
Full day
generally
event, yep.
we're not gonna
Yeah,
kick you
kick
out
out.
right now here, but and then Sundays 12 to 8, 12 to 9 kind of
Good.
thing.
Yeah.
Just a nice weekend.
Nice.
Easy enough.
Go and watch the football game.
We got to
Go
be
watch
up.
the football games.
Pete and I will
hang
get
out,
up there with our families.
Play,
We'll get up
play
there.
some old video games, things like that. Just
nice.
Hanging out.
It is kid friendly, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And dog friendly.
Yeah.
Yep,
All,
absolutely.
both on leashes, please.
Sometimes I think my kids belong on leashes. That's another
That's
story.
another-
But yeah, dog friendly, kid friendly. Like I said, I mean, we've had kids. I've had to kind of yell at parents for letting their kids just throw rocks.
Oh,
and
Christ.
things like that.
That's
It's like,
my kid.
Pay attention
Yeah.
to your kids. Hang out, do whatever.
Send them
happy
over
you're
to the
here.
neighbors
In the
to throw
brewery,
rocks.
like at the glassware.
Well, we've
I
got
have a social butterfly and a sociopath.
That's true.
For kids.
They're usually the
That's
same
true.
type. We've got like gravel and stuff like that, so kids are obviously throwing it themselves.
Awesome.
But we got giant Django, we've got cornhole, things that kind of entertain, and they're just kind of hanging out, doing our thing.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of. We have following hashtags. Harbor Head Brew is definitely one you want to hit if you
Yep.
go purchase anything like that from us. Put it out there. Harbor Head Brew. Live Your Now is our nice slogan. That
Oh,
just
is
kinda,
it? Yeah, that's your hashtag. Okay.
Yep. It's our hashtag.
Live Your Now,
Live
all
Your
right.
Now. That's our slogan. Just kind of again.
Follow us on
As-
Instagram.
Yeah, our
Nice.
Instagram. Harbor Head
I'll
Brew.
make sure I put that up there.
Yep. Our website is the same, harborheadbrew.com.
Mm-hmm.
And pay attention to Facebook and Instagram for our just upcoming events and crazy shit that we're doing.
Awesome. Will,
It's-
anything to add?
I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for having us. We've
Yeah.
had a lot
Thanks for
of-
coming on.
This has
Had a
been
lot of fun tonight.
fucking the
Blast.
best. It's been the fucking best.
A lot of fun.
So much beer, so much good times.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's the
So
Word
much
with Mike and
Graz.
Pete.
Yeah.
I thank you guys again.
Absolutely.
And we'll be in touch and definitely go up to Harbor Head Brewing in Northport. We got a Fort Salonga Road, 85 Fort Salonga Road in Northport.
I think it's 80. I think it's 81. Actually.
Yeah, 81.
81D, Fort Salonga Road, Northport, New York.
He's got it right on the
11768.
Crowler.
On our
11768.
Yep.
Look them up on Google Maps. Go on to Think New York, Drink New York app and look them up and visit them. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Thanks again for joining us. We thank for everyone listening on the Hopped Up Network, everyone listening on the Audible app, Laughable app, Audible. Audible's a different podcast
That's
thing.
books.
Yes, it is. We thank everyone for going on iTunes and for our govsradio.com sponsor. We will not see you until late November. You will hear from us in early November.
You're
after
slurring
we
your speech.
No. Listen, I'm trying to contemplate all. I don't have a sheet.
Don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered.
Oh Christ!
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. We appreciate that. Yes, this is The Price is Right. Anyway, we will do a
Price is
live show
Wrong.
at the Great Beer Expo November 10th. Get your tickets on greatbeerexpo.com. Visit our sponsors. That's mybomberjackets.com. Also, Copeg's Fine Fare for all your craft beer needs. We will be there. Come visit us at the Great Beer Expo at Nassau Coliseum November 10th. Both sessions will be there, and this is the Word
Mike will
Mike
be
and
the
Pete.
consummate professional, and I'll be the drunk idiot.
And that's not the truth. So we'll both be drunk idiots and come by and say hello. Lots of stuff to give away, lots of stuff to talk about. And anything else for you to add, Pete? Anybody else?
No, I think that covers it.
Thanks a lot,
No.
guys. Thanks a lot for joining in.
Thank you.
This is the Word with Mike and Pete, GovsRadio.com. We'll see you next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Whatever.
Who gives a
All right,
shit?
later.
Holla.
Well, that's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back.
Are you kidding me?
Please hang up and try again.